Hello! Welcome to the stream, Kiosh. Welcome to the stream, Sauce. Welcome. I said it wrong again. It's Kiosh. I just... Oh god, what the fuck is wrong with me, man? I should know this by now. Kiosh? I think that's what it was. I have to share the stream real quick. How you guys been? How's you guys' day been so far? Mine's been good so far. I had my homemade tikka masala. I accidentally went to the gym. I accidentally went there, then I left because today was not the day for the gym. But I got chicken marinating for dinner tonight. Gonna make Japanese curry. So I have some chicken marinating and soy sauce. I have it also in not oh my god, I forgot, but it's like the Chinese wine. I didn't have any mirin or anything like that, so but I had like 小型 wine. I had 小型 wine. Oh, 小型酒. So I used some of that and then sugar and salt. So that's marinating right now. But yeah, hi everybody. Welcome to the stream. How have you guys been? 1 second. Live on YouTube right now. All right, but let's start playing. Hello, everybody. Just gonna say hi. Oh, welcome. What's up, Bread? Oh, wait. For some reason, oh shoot, I have the chat is not being shown to me. 1 second. I didn't know people was talking and responding. Okay, 1 second. Yeah, I have to pull this up on Chrome real quick, or not Chrome. But I have to pull it up. Like I have to pull up the YouTube side of things because for some reason, like sometimes we just have a baby for $20. Use your first boxing training. Oh my god, I would not slap a baby for $20 personally. But that's just me. Let me pull up the live so I can get the chat. Oh my god, I feel like every time I live stream something happens. Like it's never just like easy, you know? Do your first boxing training. How was that? How was your boxing training? How was that? I want to get back into like martial arts. I really do. Cuz that's the thing like I really do miss it, but also I don't miss like the getting beat up part like of practice. You know what I mean? Like I don't like that part. Cuz like my dad, he would do like MMA stuff. He would do like jujitsu stuff on top of like karate, which is what we did which I did when I was younger. And he'd have broken toes like all the fucking stream. Okay, bye Steam. What the fuck did Pete just say? What did you just say? I was in the martial arts. Yeah, I did Shotokan karate from the time I was 5 till I was 12. So for 7 years. Though I was a kid. I did get a black belt, but it was like a junior black belt since I was a minor. So I didn't really end up like I don't know if I can count that like still to this day as me having a black belt, specifically for the fact that like the test I had and the test my dad had was so much easier. Like Loki, but like the difference between the test my dad had for his black belt and like I had is like the skill stuff was still like the same, like base requirements. The difference is for the adult black belt, the dojo I went to, it was crazy. They black out the windows of the dojo. They black out the windows, and then pretty much you just have to like, on top of like all the other requirements, you'd have to fight for like an hour or two nonstop, just getting beat up by like everyone in the dojo. And so pretty much like they blacked out all the windows of the dojo and then just beat the fuck out of my dad for like an hour. And my dad, like, he completed the entire thing. He got the black belt. He was just like, fuck, like, that just makes me not want to do it now. Hello, what's up, Olive? What's rival in Spanish? Cause I switched to the Spanish because I was watching Elite. And so, like, I was watching the show in Spanish, thinking in Spanish, like, about the show. And then, like, all the text in the screen was in English. And I was high and it was annoying me. It was specifically because I was high and it just like annoyed me. So I changed it and I just never changed it back. Because honestly, it's great practice. But also like, my like Spanish is fine. So like, I like, there's nothing like there's no like problem in like understanding because like I understand what's like on the screen. I ain't Spanish. Majority of people who speak Spanish ain't Spanish. Like the same as like how majority of people who speak English ain't English. No, I just speak the language. I just like to learn languages. Um, you have 2 stripes in black belt taekwondo. I don't. How high up is that? Because like I ain't super aware of taekwondo's like ranking system. It's like it was different than Shotokan karate. Like I don't understand the stripe thing. Is that like different tiers to a black belt? So like he's at the 2nd level of black belt. I don't quite get that. Because I think there was a stripe system once you got to like black belt or something, or maybe it was brown belt in Shotokan karate, but like I don't remember. It's been so long. Where's all die? Can you beat the other people up? No, it wasn't like that. No, like it wasn't like a game. It was like they just beat the fuck out of my dad for an hour, and it was like to prove if he could like I don't know like if he like had the resolve to fucking be a black belt or some shit. Yeah, that Cortez. I've been thinking about learning Mandarin, what's up, Gunslinging? So the thing with Mandarin, yes, I would definitely recommend you learning Mandarin. My advice to you to start first is, it's gonna suck for like the first year or 2. It's not gonna like it's gonna be very interesting, but it's gonna seem really hard, especially when you like first start like looking at characters and stuff like that, and having to memorize them as well as tones, all that da. As long as you stick with it and like just put an effort on like a lot of like the ways I see people fuck up is like they don't put effort into their pronunciation or their tones because they act like tones don't mean anything. But like the way you have to like, think about it in Mandarin, it's not like, oh, here's like 1 syllable and they have 3 different tones or whatever. No, it's like you don't. Okay, let me explain this better. It's not, oh, here's 1 sound that has 4 different tones on it or whatever. It's not like that. Don't think of it like that. It's not 1 sound, 4 separate tones. It's 4 just separate sounds because each like tone itself changes the sound. Like, and like the way Chinese people think about it is each individual thing being like each individual like, so the different like, okay, let me just give an example. So for example, ma, that's a character that means mother, right? Mama is mother. If I say ma, that's horse, right? And I don't remember what ma or ma is, but like when a Chinese person's listening to that, they don't think of it as ma being the same sound necessarily. It's, oh, each one is different because of the tone. So think about it like that. And then yeah, flashcards help. Flashcards do help, unfortunately. Especially if you write them out yourself. Like use physical flashcards, not just like whatever. Like physically write them out. It helps. You gotta do your homework. The black belt is like 3/4 from first, and the highest is actually red and white stripes. Oh, that's hella different. That's hella different than like karate. Yeah, the taekwondo system like always confused me. Also, just taekwondo is like primarily kicks, right? If I remember correctly, or something. I have a dad, yeah. I have multiple father figures in my life. I have my dad, who I don't really talk too much right now. I mean, I texted him today, like we get along fine. And then we have my ex stepdad. So like he's still around because I also have like siblings and stuff. So like, yeah, it's like the 2 people I would consider like father figures for me. What the fuck, Sauce Boss? What the fuck did you say? All right, bye, Brad. You already speak 3 languages, but Mandarin's crazy. What do you speak? Mandarin's not as crazy as people like say it is. Like genuinely, I think Korean is a harder language to learn than Mandarin by far. Like Mandarin was so much more easy for me to get my head around because the grammar in Mandarin is so simple. Like there's a bunch of different grammar patterns you have to like learn like you would any other language, obviously, but like the basic grammar structure is very, very simple. There's no conjugations even. It makes it really easy to like actually get to a place where you're comfortable speaking it. Can you fuck off? Oh my god. This motherfucker is so annoying. I hope you know you will not beat me. Damn it. Okay, they did beat me. Fuck. Fuck. But yeah, what languages do you speak? So, dude, oh my god, guess what I have to do fucking tomorrow? Okay, so I told you that here's the situation. You Arabic, English, and Spanish, Japanese fail horrendously. Honestly, just keep up with it, and then like if you keep up with it, just do Mandarin, and then like if you want to learn Japanese, it'll like be easier since like you already know a lot of the kanji. Arabic is Arabic like your native language, or did you learn that like as a second language? Because I want to learn Arabic, but Arabic is fucking difficult. Arabic's so difficult. You look at the stream. Oh, what's up, Spoon? Welcome to the stream. Oh yeah, so here's the situation though. So my car is a 2000 Toyota Celica GTS. It's a manual, right? And recently I had to get the left rear wheel bearing replaced because it was like it sounded like a fucking other engine in the goddamn like back corner. I was like, okay, I gotta take this in. Personally, I took it in because I didn't really have like the equipment to like press out the fucking wheel bearing, and I wasn't gonna deal with it. But when I fucking took it in, of course, since my car is like fucking like 25 fucking years old, the hub assembly was rusted onto the backing plate. So I had to like get a new like hub assembly as well, which added like another $140 to the fucking repair. But I had that happen, right? And then my fucking and then I noticed that my transmissions was starting to slip. And since I have a manual, that means one thing happened. It means my clutch is being worn down. My clutch is worn. So that means I have to go get my clutch replaced. And the thing about getting a clutch replaced is it's always fucking expensive since it's a very intricate, like fucking like complicated piece of machinery. So like it's gonna cost me like minimum $1,600. I wouldn't be surprised if it like ended up being $2,000. Which sucks because like low key, that's what my car is worth at this point, you know? The reason I chose to like repair it rather than just get a new car though, like, well, it's not, I wouldn't get a new car. I'd never buy a new car. It's just like, I would get a used car, but like, it'd be new for me. Is like, anything comparable to what I have right now that I could buy would be literally over 200,000 miles for like 8K. And I was just like, I think spending $2,000 is better, even if I like end up having to like, because here's the thing, even if I put like 3K into the car or whatever right now, and it lasts me for another fucking 3-4 years, potentially, if I, like, maintain it well. That's still a much better deal, honestly, than getting a new car. Since I have a Toyota Celica, like, it's a super reliable car. So my strategy is just to, like, right now do it. Especially with, like, tariffs and everything, Like, me getting my shit repaired is going to be infinitely cheaper than getting a new car. So, yeah, I have a schedule. But like also with the tariffs thing, I was like, fuck, I need to get this either repaired. Like I have to make my decision immediately whether I get a new car or repair because stuff's gonna start to shoot up when they have to start like, importing stuff, and they already probably had to start importing stuff. So I have the appointment to drop my car off tomorrow and see like hopefully it's just the clutch and there's nothing else, because then that's like we know what's happening, and there's not like extra complications. But seeing as like the transmission slipping, it's probably the clutch. Thank God I use native for Arabic. Oh my god, yeah, no, I could not, like, especially, like, because a lot of, like, learners, because, like, they learn because they need to, like, use it for business or whatever, they learn, like, a local dialect, most typically Egyptian, since it's, like, the most, like, centrally located in the Middle East, so it's, like, the most mutually intelligible with a lot of other dialects, but then, like, you have to learn, like the modern Arabic, like the modern standard Arabic, which modern standard Arabic is fucking complicated. It's so complicated, especially like the main thing is like the number system in the modern like standard Arabic is so fucking annoying. Which is also one of the reasons why like I almost don't even want to touch the language, specifically because the number system in like modern like standard Arabic or whatever. But yeah, that's crazy. But you want to learn, is Persian Farsi? Persian's Farsi, right? If I remember correctly. That's like the other term for it. Farsi's cool. I know, yeah, Farsi's cool. I knew some people that speak Farsi. Dude, there's a Euro truck, like in Bloomington, which is where I went to college. Dude, that dude has been all over. I was talking to him. Dude speaks Farsi. Dude speaks like he speaks Tamil. He speaks like Hindu. He speaks like German. He spoke English. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what? And also that Euro truck, literally the best. I mean, actually, he was from Germany, so he called him Doner Kebab. But like, it was the best like fucking Euro I ever had in my life. It was so fucking good. Better than the fucking 300 mile car. It would be better than the fucking 300 mile car that also dies. Yeah, because like a lot of the cars that like I get like, and they'd also be on automatic. And personally, I don't like owning an automatic. I don't like owning an automatic car for a couple reasons. And it's for a couple reasons. Well, first of all, it's because I drive fast. And you can drive faster and safer. You can drive safer while driving fast. If you have like direct control over like RPMs and like when like the gear shift is, so you can like control the torque. But also it's because like for maintenance, so like maintenance on like an automatic transmission and like repairs on an automatic transmission can be so much more fucking annoying because it's such a much like there's a lot more moving parts. So that's why I really like I prefer to have a manual. And like most of the cars also I was finding was all like automatics, and I was like, I don't want to fucking get automatic. And it was annoying. I wasn't even just looking at like where I live. I was looking at like cities within like a 4-hour radius of me, because I was like, fuck. And like I couldn't find shit, bro. I could not find shit. I speak Farsi. Oh, I wish. I wish. You speak Pakistani and you speak when I was young, you do the Quran, but I can't understand any of it. Oh, that's crazy. When that's crazy. My ex, she on her mom's side, they's Muslim and they speak Urdu. And when she was younger, she said that she was able to read the Quran. At least the sound. I don't know if she was actually like reading the like the words and the meaning, but one thing I think is very interesting is seeing how like Islam like interacts with different cultures all over the globe, and like also like the justifications that like people make like that is baked within the culture to like justify like the differences, because like, so there's certain places, if I remember correctly, like Indonesia like eats a diet of like a lot of seafood, but isn't seafood like a lot of seafood considered haram, if I remember correctly? Like I don't know. Persian is Farsi. That's a word. What's up, Sean? Shahan? I don't think I pronounced that right, but welcome to the stream. Your name's Birdsong? Oh, that's fucking cool. That's fucking cool. What's Noah mean in Hebrew? In Hebrew, like Noah means like it's gonna be some dumb shit like bird. Or I don't know. It's be like compassion. I think it's like some compassion or something. I don't fucking remember. I don't know. I used to know, but I forgot. Seafood is halal? Then what the fuck was the thing? Then there was something. I don't remember what it was. This was a fucking article I glanced over. I don't fucking remember exactly what the thing was that was around, but I don't know, man. Michigan Steak was halal last night, but just estimated the measurement and added so much powder to make it edible without a huge glass of milk. That's funny. I made tikka masala recently. I made it spicy though, because I like it spicy on purpose. Because I ain't a pussy. So I probably could eat what you made just fine, because I ain't a bitch. But that's just me though. That's just me. Well, I know pork is halal. I know pork is not halal. I feel like everyone knows that pork is not halal. Yeah, clear high with. I don't know what that is. That seems fucking awesome though. I bet that's fucking sick. Can you describe it at all? Is that it's spelled in Urdu? Oh, it's fucking awesome. But yeah, also like, okay, because like when I was dating my ex, I was planning to learn both Tamil and Urdu, whatever. Because like it's my thing. If my like partner like speaks a different language, like I have to learn that language. Like if I like this like family's like language, or like that's what they grow up speaking at home, like that, like whatever, right? Now, seeing as I'm not with her anymore, I kind of don't know if I still plan on doing it, because, like, I don't know where I'd be using Tamil. You know what I mean? Also, like, the resources to learn Tamil here without, like, a tutor is... I could go to, like... I could show up to, like, the little, like fucking kindergartner's demo school though. I could crash that. Maybe they'd like that. Oh, seafood is not kosher. That's what it was. Yeah, fuck. God damn it. This is really cool. Thank you. Yeah, but yeah, so yeah, we's not together though. So now I have to decide which language is next because after like, cause like right now I still like beefing up my like Chinese and Mandarin, and then after that like I'll do Korean. And like once I get comfortable, I don't plan on like being fluent, like native, like whatever, like nothing. My whole goal is to be able to like watch TV, talk to people, like that. Like that's my goal, really. You know what I mean? When it comes to like learning a language, that's like the level of like comfortability I want to be able to just like watch TV shows, talk to people. So now I need to like figure out like what's gonna be the next thing. I was thinking like brasileño, like so like Brazilian dialect of Portuguese. Sorry, I said that in Spanish. But no, yeah, I think Portuguese specifically because I feel like if I was to get Portuguese down, I'd pretty much be able to communicate with everyone in like Latin America for the most part. You know what I mean? I mean, save like Haiti, but like a lot of people in Haiti also speaking like I'd be able to find enough people in Haiti that spoke English as well, so I'd be fine there too. So like, I don't know. I think, yeah. So like, I think honestly, next I might just do Portuguese, just so I have like all of Latin America covered. Because also like Portuguese is similar enough to English and Spanish that like I'd be able to pick it up fairly fast. Most likely. Like I just watched some like Brazilian TV shows like that. What's that one? I watched like the first, not the entire first season, but like half the first season of what's that show on like Netflix, 3% or whatever the fuck. It's like I don't know if any of you's like heard of it or whatever, but I was watching that, and I think I was watching it in Portuguese with Portuguese subtitles, and I was able to understand like 50% of what was being said with the subtitles because stuff was so much like similar to like Spanish. Some stuff it did take me a little bit longer to understand, like the difference. Like for example, like I think to speak in Spanish is hablar, but in Portuguese, if I remember correctly, it's falar. And so it took me a second to recognize falar as like to speak, just like naturally, because like just like using context clues. But I think like Portuguese would be like I'd be able to honestly get that down to like a fairly comfortable level within like a year, to be like a year if I like was actively like studying and like putting the fucking work in. So I might just do that just to be like, it's an easy like language to add and like I'd be able to use it, you know? Like Spanish. I don't know where you use it. Where do you live, Olive? I mean, I live in the United States, so like it makes a lot of like I would like there's a lot of areas to use Spanish. You know what I mean? Or even just like consuming Spanish media, you know? You want to see Somali? It's the coolest shit. I want to learn for her. Dude, fucking yeah. That's awesome. Dude, learn Somali, bro. I'll always be a big encourager of like someone like learning like their parents' native languages. And I always think it's a shame when like that parents like oftentimes like parents like especially like immigrant parents will like emphasize like the native language like of the area over their own home language, and there's like this understanding for some reason like for some reason you can't do both or something, and like not have like an accent when you speak English, which is not true like, you know, but like I understand why a lot of like parents would like emphasize like the native whatever language of the area. I'm sorry, Inco, and I really want to learn. Dude, you should fucking do it, especially those rare languages, like, because unfortunately, especially with like globalization and like the internet, a lot of those native languages and like, you know, local like dialects, stuff like that is being like not de-emphasized in like favor of like English and like international business languages. And I think it's like, while I understand like it's important for like business opportunity to be able to speak like the de facto common tongue or whatever, like the preservation of like culture is a very important thing as well. Good job. You can't speak it confidently. I feel that. I don't. But like that's how sometimes I feel with like Spanish. Sometimes like depending on like who I was talking to, it's like I can understand what you're saying. I don't know necessarily how to respond with like great grammar because my grammar is like shit because I've been out of practice. And your friend used to play Minecraft in Portuguese, so he could tell his dad it was a learning tool. So you got very used to Portuguese Minecraft. That's fucking awesome. Here's from Inertia. Oh, it's good. What's up, Andy? Same thing. I can understand some Portuguese, but the pronunciation is different. Yeah, like the like, it's like like since I speak Spanish, like Portuguese to me sounds like Portuguese kind of sounds like Spanish, like if someone was talking with their nose a lot, like very nasal. You know, like talking more like forward because Portuguese has like the nasal sounds. Like no in Portuguese is I can't do the vowel because I suck at doing the like nasal whatever. But it's like now or not. I can't do it right. But like the sound is now, but it's pronounced more like in your nose, if that makes sense. Oh my god! Wow. Y'all. I love seeing what dialect Spanish did I learn? So well, like for example, like this. So when I was in high school, the dialect of Spanish I was exposed to was not a real dialect of Spanish. I don't think because low key the dialect, like the textbooks that like in like high school American classes, it was a weird mix of like Mexican Spanish and also like Spain Spanish. Low key, it was it was low key odd. But in terms of like the dialects that like I speak kind of like I speak with a bit of a like Caribbean accent, to be honest with you. Specifically because I like just started watching a bunch of like Puerto Rican like YouTube, as well as like just watching shit that's like made by Dominicans. You know, uh, so like when I talk like in Spanish, like one thing that like I end up doing a lot is like I like for example, the word like me gusta, like the typically it's me gusta, like goose like you pronounce the s, but because of like like where I like when I was watching or whatever, I don't say me gusta, I say me gusta, like me gusta da da da, and like I de-emphasize those s sounds like right before consonants, or whatever. Which honestly, it has left me to some interesting situations where like I'll speak like something and I'll say something in Spanish, and then the person will be like, "Where the fuck is you from? Like, what the fuck?" Because like you gotta imagine when I like speak in English, like it's like white bitch with like a country accent, low key, like a white bitch with a country accent, like, and then it's like start talking and it sounds like, is she Dominican? Like, what's going on? Unironically, Minecraft taught you English. That's so fucking real. Cyberpunk 2077 has been such a boon in me learning languages. Like, I mean, like, deadass legitimately. Cyberpunk 2077 has been such a help in me learning languages because the dubs for that fucking game, so good. So good. Like, a lot of games don't have, like, great, like, dubs, especially for, like, Mandarin or whatever. But the dub, and like, Korean. But the Mandarin and, like, Korean dub for Cyberpunk, it's so good and it sounds so good. Like it's like a like it sounds great as well. It's fucking I love it. I love it so much. That game is so like I like there's obviously problems I have with the actual game itself, but like I play that game so much because I like it, but also because of the language stuff that like that game has genuinely like helped my like whatever. And like for a good bit, like one of like the ways I would practice my Korean is I would go to my like Korean teacher's office hours, like my Korean professor's office hours in like university, and I would just go there and I would just describe and explain the plot of Cyberpunk. I would do that in Korean. I'd have like a list of like vocabulary words or like or whatever, and like you know, because like again, this like murder, crime, weapon, like drug stuff, like it's not necessarily the vocabulary it was going over in class. So like whatever. Then I stopped doing that because that fucking teacher would like kind of ignore me when I was there. like she'd be on her computer like not paying attention and like not having a conversation with me when I was trying to practice having conversations in Korean. And like I'd ask her like, because I set up personal office hours with her because like I couldn't go to her normal office hour time. I just couldn't. It was like right in the middle of my classes. So I was like, hey, I like to go to office hours at least once a week. Like, is there any way we could set up something, whatever? And so she set up a time. She was like, yeah. And she set up a time where I visit her every single week for an hour to specifically just like practice speaking language. That's how dedicated I was to this shit. And I was, not only was I like going to like all these like Korean like extra office hours, I was doing the same thing for Chinese as well. I was going to office hours every like single fucking week for Chinese. Like I was dedicated. I love language. I've been dedicated to shit, like whatever. But like most teachers would love to have a student who was like, yo, I can't make the office hours. Is there any way that you could set up something else so I can come every single week because I just care about this fucking shit that much? No, I literally said to her, that there was this program that like I wanted to do. It was a study abroad program. I was like thinking about applying. I didn't apply to that one. I ended up whatever doing a different route. But I was like, yo, I want to do this like whatever thing. I want to do this like language program, like immersion program. And she was like, oh, I don't think you'll get it. Like it's like a selective like thing, like whatever. Which was crazy to me because I had good grades. I had good grades in the class. Like I was dedicated to learning the language. I was putting effort in. Like I had like a good GPA and everything. And like she was just like, yeah, don't even try. That's why I fucking had to stop seeing the bitch, because like I had to stop going to her office hours because she was just a bit like, she was such a fucking pessimistic bitch all the time. And like, oh my god, I hate that fucking teacher. I hated that teacher. She made me cry multiple different occasions. I cried in her fucking office hours. The first time it happened, she like acted like she cared, but then after that, she just acted like I was crazy, and it was like, so that's why I stopped going to like see that. I fucking hate that bitch. Fuck her. Sorry. What's this game? Marvel Rivals. You joined the stream and you accidentally found a sibling for. No, I was watching you guys connect like that, and I was like, this is beautiful. It's so easy to learn your native language if you don't use it often. Yeah, especially when like, yeah. Like, for example, like I don't have example of like forgetting like English when I was in Taiwan. I was in Taiwan for 3 months, you know. So even if I was primarily speaking like Mandarin when I was there, it was not enough for me to lose my fucking like English. But no, I will say that like when I was over there speaking Mandarin a lot more though, I was like forgetting English words randomly. I was just like, it'd be like basic shit. It'd be like I like forget the fucking word for like elevator. You know what I mean? I forget the word for elevator or some fucking bullshit like that. Or like, I think one time I forgot the word for train. And so I was just like saying like the Chinese word, and my friend was like, what? But I was the subway, because what they call the subway in Taiwan in English, the English name in Taiwan is the MRT, but then in Mandarin it's just the word for subway, which is jiayun. So I just kept saying jiayun instead of MRT, and she was like, what? Because she was a tourist, so like she didn't speak the language. What's up? What's up, Jinx? Welcome to the stream. Nasal Sound is also a really good singer. You need to be able to use nasal sounds if you want to sing really high. No, the thing is, I can't. The thing is, okay, fun fact about me. I took voice lessons, like singing lessons, from, I think, 14 to 17, 15 to 17. So, yeah, I think from, like, sophomore year till I went to college, I was taking vocal lessons. Which is also why it was been a lot easier for me to, like, voice train and, like, change my voice over time. Because, like, I already had more control over my voice. And, like, I've been able... But, like, the thing is, like, the problem for me, kind of was, like, when I would... I feel like I just keep fucking up your name. But the problem for me is I would... My register, in terms of, like, whatever, is not, like, super high. So, like... It's, like, harder... It was harder for me to hit those notes. So we, like, didn't practice that as much. Which probably is why, like, it is a little bit harder for me to, like, hit nasal stuff. Looking at your YouTube numbers, you saw that you watched 85 hours of YouTube in the past week. That's insane, first of all. But also, how do you chat? Is there a stats page for, like, the viewer? Because, like, obviously there's, like, the fucking I have the stats on like who watches my videos, but I didn't know there were stats on the YouTube for like how much you watch or whatever. You have a really nice voice. It sounds very kind. Thank you. I've been trying, like, okay, like real shit. I've been really trying to like be a nice person. Like this might sound crazy. But I for a lot of my life I was very insecure. There's a lot. There was a lot of like reasons. I was a very insecure person for a lot of my life. And I was very like I project a lot. So I'd like make fun. And a lot of it's like under the guise of humor. So I'd make a joke, but like low key the joke was me insulting them, which I still kind of do low key. But like I balance it with being nice. You know. But I just started to like make a big effort to like be a kinder person. And I think it's paying off. It also, like, fun fact, I don't know what, like, whatever, but like I've also been a lot happier since I've like put a lot more effort into being kind. But also that coincides with me like starting to transition and take hormones. So it could just be that. I don't know. But no, that's like my goal. Like, okay, you guys like low-key want to hear a strat? Like, here's my strat. My strat right now, in terms of like past like just like streaming, like doing my clips, doing my like sketch videos or whatever, making YouTube videos for like my plan to grow is I've been just trying to like collect a bunch of followers, like get a bunch of like follow backs and like mutual like and get people to mutual me, that's like in or adjacent to like these different influencer circles. You know what I mean? Like I right now, one person removed away from like Eddie Burbank and like those people. Like I there's someone like I was mutuals with that like I DM every once in a while that's friends with them. Like they hang out and stuff. You know what I mean? So like part of my goal too is like being a super nice, friendly person and like really reaching out, always being there to hype people up and like just being a really nice person that everyone wants to have around. That way I'll get invited to stuff because people are like, oh my god, she's so fun, da da da, and then like I'll get introduced to like people or whatever. That's like part of that's like a long-term strategy. That's a long-term strategy. Just trying to be as nice to everyone as I can. So like not so like I nice to people because I like being nice to people and I like being nice to people. That's why. But it also has the added benefit of hopefully someone to be like, oh my god, she's like so awesome and fun and like why wouldn't you want to have her around? She's awesome and she's really funny and she'd help you make really good content. Like that'd be awesome if that could happen, you know? I could be scouted like the young Justin Bieber. It's Burbank? I thought it was Burbank. It's not Burbank? Oh, okay. Oh, it is Burbank. There's screen time on the phone. Yeah, there is that. Yeah, this shows you images on apps. That makes sense. Being an asshole stops being cool the more you grow old. Yeah, it really does. I like don't like hang around like people who like to be fucking dicks or whatever. It's just not fun. Sorry. It also causes a lot of drama and unnecessary strife. I don't like it. It makes you a kind person. That is not true. There is some trans women that evil people. Also, grown women who take like estrogen for like menopause reasons, whatever, they can be fucking assholes too. What's up, Dylan? Welcome to the stream. But also, in terms of like the being nice thing and the strategy for like networking, I also like think there's an added benefit to that because like this career, the whole influencer, YouTuber, like whatever, that pipeline, it really attracts the most like egotistical people. You know what I mean? Like the most arrogant, egotistical people, like insecure people that like need to be the loudest one in the room, which is kind of me. But like I've been working through my insecurities and growing as a person. So now I just want the attention. There's not the negative things associated with it. But yeah, you'd be surprised the amount of like people that like low-key assholes. Majority of people is nice. Majority of people, I will say, majority of people that I interacted with, nice people. But there's a lot of people who can be very like sneaky, two-faced type, whatever. I said both. I won't start drama. I was not gonna mention names of people or whatever. But I said people that like I was really close with completely dropped me when they found like a new like when they like found like an influencer friend group or whatever. Like I've had that happen before where like there's like I had a friend. Oh my god, is I gonna air drama? I was gonna be as vague as possible. But yeah, back in like I want to say high school, so like pre-pandemic, like this 2019 maybe. I was friends with this content creator. We'd FaceTime it like every single day, whatever. We talk all the time. When I was at school, we was texting, whatever. Really good friends. All of a sudden, they start like hanging around, like they like get introduced to like this other like influencer group. They start like whatever, and then they stop responding to me. Like a year later, they unfollow me, and now there's a successful person. Like there's a successful streamer who like not streamer, but there's a successful influencer that like whatever. And you could, and like you, like, yeah, I was a little bitter about it. Like, I will say a little bitter about it. A little bitter about it. A little bitter in this, at this point, actually. Yeah, when I can't find a job, yeah, honestly, yeah, I feel a little bit more bitter at this point than I did back like 5 years ago. But yeah. Over the past 4 years, you watched 230 days of YouTube? That's crazy. But do you like have YouTube like okay, I have a question. Is that like you actively have like watching YouTube, or is that you like having YouTube up in the background like while you like clean up your house and stuff, or like do you use YouTube to like play music or something, you know? You gotta have a little bit of narcissism to be like an influencer type person. Right. I think I had the perfect level of like narcissism, like whatever, to like hype myself up, believe that like I have it, but like also have the humility to like shut the fuck up sometimes. You have every right to be bitter. Okay, right. I do think I have every right to be bitter. Yeah, yeah. No, it pisses me off. And you know the thing that really pisses me off is their clips end up on my For You page, and they's fucking funny. I watch their fucking clips because they's fucking funny. Do you understand? Because if I wasn't watching those clips, like there's notes there. Like here's the thing: when I watch, like me being a content creator, every time like I was watching something, like obviously I can turn my brain off to just fucking enjoy it. Like I don't like whatever, but there's always a part of me in the back of my brain that's like fucking artist mode, like da da da. So yeah, I watch the fucking clip because guess what? It's like what they're doing is working. So like yeah, obviously, but that means I see their face a lot more. So maybe I should just like not interact with it. Hey, what's up, Giggy? Welcome to the stream. That's why I use the avatar. You don't like your face that much? Oh, I love my face. But I get that. I don't remember. Did I ever really hide my face? Did I have a face for? I think no. I think I never really hid in my face. I think yeah. The entire time my audience was from TikTok, and I was always showing my face on my TikTok. But yeah, Andy, whatever makes you feel more comfortable. I know shitty people are cool. I know. Yeah, it sucks. You gotta spin the block. Nah, it's fine. It's fine. Cause like ultimately what'll happen is like eventually, whenever the fuck it is, I'll make it on. Cause here's the thing. And I'll say this now. I say this to everyone when they ask me. So like people talk about like anything like in like careers in the public eye, whether it's like a celebrity in terms of artist, or like niche micro internet fucking influencer. There's always an aspect of luck, right? And like there's always an aspect of luck if like you can get on, if like right? Like yeah, somebody can be really talented, but like they need the luck. So while that is true, here's the thing. Fundamentally, if I keep doing the online thing enough, the chance has to happen. Actually, I've had two moments. I'd had two, I think, real moments where like I could, if I had played my cards right before I got in that position, I could have easily blown up. There's been two periods in my like YouTube trajectory, or like in like TikTok trajectory, where like I was about to be on. Like I was getting like 10,000 followers on TikTok a day, like shit like that, right? Both times I got like canceled for like shitty performative like racist jokes that I made in 2020 when I was like back in 2020. I got held accountable for those tweets, as I should. And that stopped the growth the first time. And then the second time, I was blowing up, and as I was blowing up, I had gotten like, I think I gotten like 10 comments being like, "Yo, like, you ain't gonna ever address these tweets, da, 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 you got hired, da da da," which I wasn't doing. It's just like I was like, I built up a new TikTok account or whatever, so I wasn't trying to hide or anything. It's just like it would feel weird to like talk about all the time, but because I was gaining a new audience and there was people asking about it, and like I want to be as transparent with my audience as possible. Because here's the thing, I understand, especially being a white creator who's also grew up in like a bigoted area, and also like had these thoughts and stuff influence whatever. I said fuck shit. I've done fuck shit throughout my life. Not like hate crimes, but like I said fuck shit. You know what I mean? And like it's important that like I need to like take accountability and reconcile with that, especially as like a person that's like wants to be in a position where like people like end up looking up to, like whatever, right? And I don't want to be the person that like, I don't know, some like young like black girl or like whatever's watching like videos, and then like they like really fuck with my shit, and then they get hit with like, oh, but actually this person you thought was cool and would fuck with you, like they's actually a piece of shit bigot, right? Or like maybe they wasn't the or so whatever, right? Whatever, however that's being interpreted. I don't want that. I want people to feel like as comfortable with me as possible, and the only way that's gonna happen is if I like be very open and honest about it, right? So that's what I did. I posted a video addressing it again when like no one was talking about it. The problem was I was post banned on that account, on like the account that was blowing up, but I had a different account that had 300,000 followers, had I think double the followers of the other one, but it just didn't have as much engagement because I was using the other account more. But I still wanted to address it or whatever, so I posted it there. 3 days after I post that TikTok, there's a viral TikTok that gets like literally 400,000 likes that accuses me of like hiding it all and like never changing, like saying I would never change, and that I've been hiding everything purposely this entire time, right? And like so I got like canceled again for that. But the crazy thing was I had posted a video addressing it all without like anybody bringing it up literally 3 days before. And that killed the growth on that account. Because like even by the time I because here's the thing, by the time I got that account back, when I posted like the video that or whatever, the response was just like, fuck you, you waited a week. And I was like, I literally said that like it was because like I was posting it, and I posted it before anyone was talking about it, because I wanted to like, I want to be on top of like addressing things. And that just killed the growth of that account. And that was the last time I really had like a moment where I was about to get on. And I can't be bitter about that, because that's again the fault of my own actions. Even if like I was going to address it again or whatever, and then like the reason that the growth got stopped is because people thought I was like got like tricked into thinking I was like hiding it, or like trying to play some secret fucking stunt to be like the secret hidden racist of YouTube. I can't be too bitter about it, because essentially the thing that like did cause it is my own actions. Like here's the thing, congratulations if you don't want people to like argue that you're a racist. Maybe I shouldn't have said like racist things even as like a joke, you know? So like I don't know, if I already had like those chances then whatever, when I was less funny, like more stupid and like whatever, and like less like I think deserving of the responsibility that like comes with being anyone with an audience, you know, like I don't know. This is the clip of the stream that will go viral and you get canceled again. If I get canceled again for saying like while it sucks that I got canceled for something that like, or like arguably the thing that they argue that I didn't do because I wasn't hiding, I was like trying to be like transparent and addressing it. I like, that's not ultimately, it's like, I don't know, it's still my fault. You can't really, I don't know, I think putting the blame on anyone else would be kind of pathetic. No one held a gun to my head and was like, tweet these. no one did that, you know what I mean? So like, you got, that's like an asshole makes good music. That's how I feel anytime I nod my head to a Drake song. And anytime like I catch myself like feeling a Drake song, I go, fuck, god damn it, man. Why you always stream when you're about to sleep? Time difference, I think. I think that's just time difference. I mean, I like also do like streaming more towards like nighttime here. It's just I couldn't swing it today because on Tuesdays and Thursdays I like volunteered to like cook dinner for my family and stuff. So like my schedule's a little bit more like whatever. And then today I have to get some. I told my friend I'd play like Marvel Rivals with them tonight, so that's why I was like, it's just stream today, and then tomorrow, I didn't want to like wait, like first like stream of the week is on a fucking Wednesday. That's fucking insane. But tomorrow I wouldn't be able to stream during the day because I have to take my fucking car to the auto shop. Did you know carrot cake and banana bread are shockingly similar? Yeah. I ain't never made carrot cake. I watched my mom make it, but I made a bunch of banana bread in my time. And did you know zucchini bread and banana bread's pretty much the same thing? It's just the amount of... Like, it really is. Zucchini bread and banana bread's, like, literally, like, the same exact thing. It's just, like, what do you put zucchini or do you put bananas in it? And you know you can go crazy. You can make zucchini banana bread. And then you got vegetables and the fruit in the bread. Wait, what's sleeping? That's so true. Dude, I was low-key annoyed this morning because I was like, oh, okay, I'll go to bed at like 11. Da, da, da. I ended up going to bed at 12, and I wake up at 8 to take my little sister to school in the morning. So I woke up. I ended up waking up at like 6:40. You know, literally, I have like an hour, or I have like 2 hours before I have to take her to school, and so I was like, fuck. But I like couldn't fall back asleep. Guess what? Literally like 10 minutes before I was supposed to take her. You know, like, no, it was 40 minutes before I was supposed to take her. So by the time, like, I would have already, like, had to, like, get up and get ready to take her. My mom texted me, oh, by the way, my boyfriend's gonna take her to school. Oh, yeah. Yeah, tell me that right before I fucking, whatever. So I could have slept in. I could have gone back to bed. I could have slept in. But no. Also, I have a dress on. You can't really, like, I don't know. I didn't have this on, but then before I was cleaning up, I was putting away dirty clothes. I was putting away clean clothes, before the stream. And I changed into this, whatever, because I was like, oh, I haven't tried this on yet. And then I was like, fuck, I look great. Okay, and then I just left it on. Carrot cake is so good. Carrot cake is so fucking good. Carrot cake with a homemade cream cheese frosting. Ah! It's so yummy! When season 2 dropping, you can't on the Emma Frost model? I don't know. I don't. Here's the thing. I never stay up to date with like when's what's dropping or da da da. I really don't do good with it. I will say this. I remember in high school, anytime there was a test, I was genuinely surprised every single time there was a test. I don't know why, but literally like all of high school, I never knew when a test was. I would just show up to class and they'd be like, who's having a test? And I'd be like, okay, I guess. And then I would just take the test. And like I was actively trying to like figure out the schedule. I don't know what was going on, but I could never figure out where the test was. So I was always just like showing up and being like, I guess we'll have a test today. I don't study, so yeah. They're just so cute. Thank you. You go to bed at 2:30 every night and wake up at 7, 8 a.m. That's not great. That's not great at all. You gotta go to bed more. You gotta get at least 8 hours of sleep. At least 8 hours of sleep. Some people need more. Some people need a little bit less. But 8 hours is the best, like standard that you should shoot for at least. Oh no! I remember there was a good like month or two period. I was talking to this girl. Like this was when I was 15. So I was 15 in high school. I was talking to this girl. Like we wasn't dating yet, but we was talking. It was talking stage, right? And at the time, I was doing wrestling. Yeah, I don't know if you guys knew that, but I did wrestling for I did wrestling for the first 2 years of high school. Fuck, god damn it. I didn't really like it. That's why I quit after the second year. I fucking hated wrestling. I didn't like the community. I didn't like the sport itself. But one thing about wrestling is those practices is a fucking intense workout. It's like a genuinely intense workout. Like it's 2 hours of high intensity, just going, right? Now, I was doing those fucking go types of workouts every single day on 2 hours of sleep because I would stay up till fucking like 5 in the morning when I had to get up at like 7 or whatever the fuck. So I was literally surviving on like 2-3 hours of sleep every single night because I wanted to talk to this girl or whatever. And I don't know what was wrong with me. I don't know what was wrong. There was no way these 2 a.m. conversation, like whatever, was worth me being like literally not just sleep deprived, but like sleep exhausted. Like, oh my, like what? I was so stupid. What was wrong with me? I don't know. I don't know. That was foolish. That was foolish behavior. It's cool. Oh my god, thank you. Or I don't know if that was me. What's up, Scorpion? Welcome, Scorpion. Welcome to stream. Alright, cool. Islamabad? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. 3 hours is more than enough. 3 hours. Word. Hell no, nothing's convincing. 3 hours is not enough sleep. You gotta know. You have Giggy. You gotta go to bed. You gotta go to bed. You gotta go. Well, okay, I got a question. What do you stay up doing till 2 or 3 in the morning? That's so important that like you can't go to bed. Like, what's so important that you can't sleep? Is it like playing like fucking video games and like watching YouTube? Because if so, I don't think that's a good reason. Should try jujitsu. I would. Though I will say the one thing that scares me about jujitsu is my dad did it for a bit, and he'd always have like broken toes. I don't want to have broken toes. Also, just like as a trans person, any sport that right now that's like requiring me to be physically pressed up against somebody is just like, I don't like. You should put. You sound like you'd pull up to your own your own wedding. No, okay, I show up on time to shit now and like whatever. And like I showed up to shit on time then. It was literally just the test. Like I like everything else I had a handle on. It was just fucking exams. No, I would not show up to my wedding late in fucking like whatever. No. You think of me here long enough for your work? Well, just happy that you stopped in. Thank you so much. You didn't sleep normally for months straight? No. Okay, I have a question. How old? Because this right now streams the behavior. This like screams the behavior of a 19-year-old. And I'm not saying this to like call you immature, but I'm saying I think as you get older, your body won't be able to handle it. At a certain point, you need to get your sleep. You know? There's a reason why 40-year-olds always complain about like falling over, because then like they have back problems for like the next week. He's 19. Yep, that's what I thought. That's 19-year-old behavior. You can't keep this up into like you won't be able to do this at 28. You won't be able to do this at 28. I just want to let you know that. Well, how do I know? Because that's 19. Like that type of sleep schedule is a fucking 19-year-old sleep schedule. You say like talking to girls and wake up early in YouTube. I just sleep through school. Oh, I wouldn't sleep through school. I would watch anime. I wouldn't sleep at school. I would show up and then I just get my work done in like the first 2 seconds of class, and then I just like watch One Piece. That's what I would do. I literally watched like 700 episodes of One Piece in high school, and before I switched to the manga, because I would just watch them in class, and I would just skip through all the filler. As a man in a wheelchair, you can definitely do jujitsu. Oh, I can definitely do jujitsu. Oh, I know that. I know that. It's more so like a physical. It's more so like a feeling of being uncomfortable. Which is honestly why I prefer to like do MMA, because like while MMA does have grappling, there's also like a lot of emphasis on like striking. If that makes sense. You literally flip your sleep schedule so that no one would bother you. Hey, if that's what you like, that's what you like. Fuck! God damn it, I was trying to fucking... Whatever. You used to treat sleeplessness like a sport. You had a high score. So wait. You would push yourself to stay up later and later and later? I mean, stay up for longer and longer periods. Why? Dude, okay. So, back when I tried, like 2 weeks ago, and I tried to cut... I tried to quit smoking weed like cold turkey. I tried I did that, right? And it made me like I couldn't sleep. Right? I just couldn't sleep at all. Like literally zero sleep at night. By the third day, I was like dead, and I was like, okay, whatever. I'll smoke. I'll start smoking. So I've been smoking every night. whatever. But yeah, I can't do sleep. I can't do like lack of sleep anymore because I just don't want to be like I can do it for a day if I like don't get enough sleep for a day. Like that's fine. Typically, that won't even like affect my energy level. But like 2 days in a row, fuck you, fuck you. You want to be sleep deprived for 2 days in a row? I'll kill you. I'll kill you. My life is not worth it. Life is not that short. Okay. To become a future site observation hockey. He's an insomniac. I don't have shit now. Yeah, it's good. Wish they probably fight it better. Oh yeah, no, I don't like the professional league. I do not like professional like fighting. Like UFC fucking suck. Oh, I hate the UFC. I hate the UFC. I hate it so much. I like the fighting. I like there's like fighters I like, but like I feel like maybe this is me just not paying attention as much when I was younger or whatever, especially like the press stuff. But I just also feel like at least within the last 5-6 years, dude, the promo stuff on like a lot of MMA like fights is quite literally just like super fucking racist sometimes. You know what I mean? Like I don't have like whatever, but there's that one dude who was he wear like the Trump stuff in like he wear like fucking like Trump hat and like whatever. I remember him saying some fucking wild shit to some black guy once. And like I just really don't get it. I just feel like something switched at one point where like all their press activities just started to take a really fucking weird turn. See, it really depends on the teacher and how patient. All right, that makes sense, Dylan. Yeah, y'all seem like twins, dead ass. The only difference is like we're like y'all like you it's like bored, but like still it's very close proximity or whatever. Maybe the fun swear damn you see it's like earlier. Yeah. And the problem is Dana White. Dana White, oh my god, I hate Dana White so much. Dana White's such a fucking loser. He's such a piece of shit. And he won't even pay his fucking workers right. Like, they make all their money off these fucking fighters, yet they take every fucking instance to fuck them over. Like, they won't even, they make a big stink about fucking paying for healthcare of their fighters. The people who get paid to get beat up for a living, who need doctors and shit to do their fucking... I genuinely despise Dana White. I despise Dana White. And by extension, Joe Rogan. I mean, Joe Rogan has, like, a whole other can of worms on why he sucks, but, like... Yeah. I don't know, like, the specifics of, like, Dana White and, like, the Joe Rogan relationship right now. I don't remember if they ever had a falling out, but I just know that he's always been there, and I've always seen him around, so, like, I just fucking hate him. Also, I just hate the shit he says on his fucking podcast. Then Kobe T. Oh yeah, he's literally cosplaying a Trump. Really? Yeah. Damn. Fuck. That's fucking crazy. So here's the thing. You guys mentioned a bunch of different people. There's a bunch of different people that do it. Yeah. They still have PPVs because of Dana. Yeah. Dana White is like Dana White's a fucking crook. He's a fucking crook. Use the AFAB non-binary person. Trying to do anything. Well, yeah. Jenner's not the biggest whatever. I don't think that's something necessarily to take apart from the things you have in common, guys. You got on stream by misclick? Wow. The truth comes out. The truth comes out. Joe Rogan was like cool for 3 minutes and went full cringe. Dude, I liked Joe Rogan back in like 2020. Like I would listen to like his pod, like I would listen to the Joe Rogan Experience every once in a while back in like, but this was before COVID. Like actually no, this was when COVID was like starting, but before like it had gone full like conspiracy theory nut job. You know what I mean? So this was like 2020, like. Probably like, you know, like that first period in March or whatever where they was like, oh, you have 2 weeks off school. This is probably then. I had a lot of free time and his fucking episodes are like super long or whatever. And I think or something. So I ended up like watching a couple or something, or maybe this is 2 years before. I don't remember exactly what, but I remember like there was a period where I like watched like 4 or 5 of his things or whatever. And then he just made this fucking hard switch, and I saw him being like, yo, I shot ivermectin into my body. Y'all's the same cast, too? Wait. That's funny. Y'all's the same cast, dude. That's fucking wild. That's fucking wild. Yo, that's fucking crazy. Yo, that's fucking wild. That's so funny. That's so funny. I have a question. So, I asked my ex this. I asked her, because I forgot we're talking Cash. Like, her family is not important. Not important. Cass is stupid. Not important. Now, because in my head, I like someone who's not super familiar with Cass, did not grow up in it. Seeing as it's like not like a immutable characteristic in the same sense that like other forms of oppression, like for example, like racism or like sexism, and like I mean, there's like similarities with something like classism, for example, right? But classism, like there's still class mobility, right? That can happen. What's to stop you from like, I don't know, going to like, I don't know, the other end of like the country, like the other side of the country, and just being like, yo, actually, no, I ain't this cast. I actually have fucking a higher tier on the whatever, right? Look, what's stopping you? Is it just like people would look into it and be like, oh, like, who's your family? And if you can't prove the familial connection, it's like, it's mute. The point's mute. Is that it? Is it just based on like your family and like who's you're related to and like what people know about them? Is like reputation? Like, is that like how caste system is enforced? Like, whatever. Is it like people know because it's like also baked into the reputation of your family? Do you get what I mean? Do you get my question? Then your last name can really cast. But like, for example, like if I was to like if someone was like, okay, me, it probably wouldn't work. It's too white. But like if someone was just like pop out the other side of India, like get like a name change, like probably let's say like they legally got a new identity, made a name change. Like, could that happen? Or like, would that like cause issues? Caste system in the caste system that like exists in like South India. Not South India. Fuck, South Asia. The caste system that exists in South Asia throughout like India and like the surrounding region. Sorry, yeah, I forgot. Like, if you don't know what a caste system is, and when I start talking about it, you'd probably be a little confused. Yeah, it's like a system of like social hierarchy that like you get born into, and like it allows people to be born in like immense amounts of privilege or like like extreme oppression. Like the most like whatever example is like the untouchable like caste like whatever, which like literally get treated like fucking dirt. Isn't that Indian? We probably can in Pakistan. It's a bigger thing in India than in Pakistan. Yeah, that makes sense, honestly. That like it'd be easier to do it in places where it's not as fucking like important or like integral to like fucking social function. A lot of people don't care about it anymore. Well, yeah. I know that, but a lot of people don't care about it, but like all the people in like the fucking top cast, they still give a fuck. Like, you know, it's like, yeah, the people in the middle don't give a fuck as much, but like, whatever. At least that's what I heard, that like the people at the top cast still use that as a way to fucking like be like, But caste is important in this context because you might be cousins. That's funny. that's fucking fair too. Because yeah, y'all legitimately could be cousins based on the fucking like similarities you described as well as the same. That's fucking funny though. That's fucking crazy. Getting united, fucking on some like white American girl stream. You know, that's crazy. Nepo babies would care. Real. That's dystopian. Yeah. And you know what's fucking crazy? The caste system wasn't like caste system was a thing before like, you know, British colonial rule of India. It was a thing beforehand. But the British system really emphasized the caste structure and whatever as a way to like divide the native population and take over easier, because like the people at the top of the fucking pyramid, whatever, the top of the caste structure, like caste system, they'd be more in favor of upholding like the colonial rule because it benefited them because they was at the top of the caste. You know what I mean? So even if like they still a second class citizen in terms of like against like the white people or whatever, you know. Damn, I got fucked. It's not unrealistic. I don't have as many cousins like that. Like that was one thing that like my ex had hella cousins. I got like I have, but the thing is, I have a bunch of cousins that I don't know because my dad was like, "Yo, you will not know that side of the family because like everyone on that side of the family is either like in prison for like hard drugs or is like just a functioning alcoholic." Like my dad, like he was like, "Yo, like the." Like, his advice to me was never to touch drugs ever because I'll just be addicted. It just runs in my family on my mom's side, on my dad's side, whatever. Now, what I think a lot of it is just like low key, a lot of like generational, like whatever, like a lot of generational traumas and stuff that like have not been like addressed. But yeah, he would not like let me know like a lot of my family just because like a lot of them like in and out of prison and shit or whatever. So he was just like, no, I don't want you to be around it at all. So I don't know a lot of my family on my dad's side, like extended family. I don't. Do you guys think we can actually hold this fucking point for this long? Because Jesus Christ. I'm not used to sense. You have 15 cousins, you don't like them? I mean, I have cousins I have, so like my cousins that I do know on my dad's side I do like them. The cousins I have on my ex stepdad's side, I like them for the most part. I don't talk to them that much, but like when I see them it's like fine. Yeah, and then I just don't have like a super like big connected family. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Oh my god, what the fuck is I can't even fucking see, guys. Holy shit. Oh, fuck. Oh, oh, then you might not be. You might not be, unfortunately. Wow. Your cousin says, I don't know who's vibing. Yeah, yeah, there's always like, I'll go to like a Christmas event type thing. And every time I go to a Christmas event on like my mom's side, there's always people there. And I just have no idea who the fuck they is. It's like, where the fuck did you come from? Like, you say that you're my like family member, that you've been there my entire life and like whatever. And like you pull these pictures of like you being at all these family events and functions, but I don't remember you. So, you know. Oh, what's up, Rosa? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Finally found a difference. That would be crazy though if like it like legitimately was like a distant relative, like a fucking like like y'all had this. It would have been crazy if you had this say like great grandma or like fucking some shit like that. That'd be fucking crazy. Rosa, how you been? How you been? Okay, guys, I have a confession to make. Guys, I think I like Two Hollis's music. I hate to be the one. I hate to be that person, but like low key, especially the song style. Dude, the song style is so fucking good. I've been listening to his stuff more and more because like I've been listening to a lot when I was cleaning and stuff. I love his sound. I like it a lot. I don't like Netsman. Netsman sucks. I will say Netsman, I tried to listen to Netsman's music. It sucks. Also, there's a weird there's a weird part of like the underground with like the net spend 2 side of like underground rap or whatever, where it's just like neo-Nazis that really just fuck with that music, which is very strange. Very strange. Yeah, Netspend fucking sucks. I hate Netspend. His music is ass. But 2 I can fuck with. So once your uncle just called us being like, yo, hey, here's your cousin. Turns out it was his child with a mistress. Damn. No, that's crazy. No, it is crazy. They're really it. Like, people really do just have like secret families sometimes. Like, men will like, they're like, sometimes a man will just like, he'll have his wife and kids, and then also over in Mexico or fucking over in the Philippines, he's got a wife and 7 kids who think that like the reason he's in America is to like make money from him to send back, and he's keeping up these 2 fucking marriages. These 2 fucking like. Now, to be fair, I think he's being absent fathers in both of their families' lives, but like it's still crazy. Like, bitch, I barely have the time. I feel like I barely have the time to like make plans with my friends, much less coordinate 2 fucking families. What? Like 1920, and she was your age. So that would fuck me up. If I was like 20 years old and then I had a sister that was also 20, I'd be like, what the hell? Like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, you know, like that'd be trippy. So wait, like, Rose, I have a question. Do you talk to her? Do you talk to her still, or like, was it just a thing of like, okay, I mean, like, we don't really know each other though. He's already Mexico was a housekeeper. So he had a kid with a housekeeper. Damn. Oh, that's fucking. Wait. Was the housekeeper working for you guys like the entire 20 years too? Because if that's the case, that's fucking insane. Why is the game in Spanish? Does it help with the learning language anyway? I keep. Oh no, the reason is this is a couple times. It was just because I was playing Marvel Rivals while watching Elite, and I was high, and I don't know. I just found it annoying to read English while listening to Spanish. Which obviously I don't actually have a problem with, because everything right now is in English except the game, and like I was having no problem like understanding what's going on in the game or speaking English. I don't know why, but that's how I was thinking when I was high, so I didn't change it after. Because like at this point, yeah, my game can just be in Spanish. It's no problem. Let's see a moment. On to my uncle. I think she found it once. Your uncle, oh, your uncle's a rich piece of shit. Oh, so but like you never talked to her. Damn. Oh wait, have you talked to her? My family was very making anything U.S. While this man is just having that. Oh, that's so fucking annoying too. Oh my god. I don't know why, but that just reminded me. Dude, back when like I was like 17, I was working at the boba place, and for a bit, one of my coworkers, she like one of her like I think her native like she spoke. I can't speak at all. The language that was spoken in her home was Spanish, right? She was Latina. Language spoken at home was like Spanish. I at the time expressed interest in like getting like learning Spanish. I hadn't started really yet, other than the stuff I had like learned in high school. And she like was trying to teach me how to say like odio for like forever, like the odio. But I kept pronouncing the D in odio like the D's like English D. So instead of like odio, I'd be like odio. And literally for an entire week, I kept like being like, what the fuck is I saying wrong? And she would say it right, and then I would say odio, and she'd be like, no. It wasn't until like a different coworker who like Spanish wasn't there, like whatever. I think they like just like picked it up a bit in high school. But then they said it's more of like a TH sound, and that's when I finally got it. But also, why didn't she tell me it was a TH sound? Why did I have to wait for somebody else? That was crazy. But that was embarrassing. Oh, bye. Okay. Bye. Go get everything. Thank you. Yeah, go get some sleep. Ain't it like nighttime for you? Yeah, you said like I started streaming right when you got to go to bed. Yeah, you better go to fucking bed. Thank your dad for they make your dad feel like so bad for moving to the US and like asking your dad for money when the uncle had money acting this way. Oh my god. What'd your uncle even do to make the money? Because if it's like inheritance, I don't know. I don't know. That pisses me off. I will say I hate people. I hate people born into wealth. That's the one person. That's like the one group I feel very bigoted against. Yeah, low-key, like Rosa. Yeah, what Andy said. Yeah, your life is low-key has some telenovela aspects to it for sure. Just like crazy fucking plot twist in the end of the fucking second season to justify why, or not season, you know what I mean. But like to justify why the show needs another 100 episodes. You know, to be B1 in Spanish. That's probably where I was at right now. Maybe I was just a little rusty. I was a little rusty, but like that's probably honestly where my Spanish level is at. Is like a B1. Because like I can like read like works of fiction decent enough. The only issue is like vocabulary sometimes. Because like for example, there was this one book I was reading. I don't remember what the fuck it was called. It was like Aventura de Pistas. Was it like Adventure of the Beast? I don't fucking remember. But it was I don't remember. But like part of the book, like this girl had to like sneak into like an HVAC system, like the you know, like the air system, like air, like the whatever, where all the pipes and ducts is or whatever. She had to crawl through the air system. And I had not heard, I'd never seen any of the terminology used for like any of that. I'd never seen any of that in Spanish before. I don't even know the fucking words in English for that. But like, I remember I was reading it and I was like I was like able to understand fine. And then there was like certain scenes where it'd be like that, where it'd be like all of a sudden using like fucking like vocabulary that's like specific in like houses and stuff. It's like, well, like, yeah, if he's a native speaker, you would know it, but like you don't ever really talk like that because like no one's talking like in depth about like the fucking details of like the fucking air system. And that like that's like the thing that sets me that like it's whatever. It's like I have like general vocabulary is whatever, fine, but then like anytime like I hit something that's like slightly niche, it's just like fuck. Like slightly niche and like I have not been interested in, like I just get fucked over because it's just like yeah, no, yeah, he's right. I don't know the specific vocabulary on like marinade. Yeah. I don't, or like not marinade, that's not the right fucking thing, but like cars. I don't know what the word for axle is in Spanish, my fault. Or something like that, you know what I mean? It'd be like shit like that. Or legal Spanish, yeah. Dude, like seeing legal Spanish, or even like the Spanish that's like legalese in Spanish is fucking annoying. Because the thing with legal, like understanding legalese is like, it like uses like the like nuances of grammar to the fucking extreme. So like it makes it really hard to fucking like look at like some shit. Because it's just like, I don't know how to interpret like something just because I don't get the full nuance of like the grammar pattern. You'd like to need a plot twist because this shit's boring as hell. You want like Darth Vader to be your fucking dad type thing. Okay. Well, I feel like you can make something like that happen. Maybe not your dad being like Darth Vader, but like you could like get like a teacher mentor figure that turns out to be evil. Like you could do so. You can find something like that for sure if you want a twist. It's A2 level apparently. That's probably like honestly like where my Spanish level is. I always say B1 though, because like emphasize. Also, I can get away typically with saying that my like level of Spanish is higher or my level of like Mandarin is higher because of my pronunciation. As long as you have like a semi-decent pronunciation, low-key, like people think your whatever is a lot higher, like your like proficiency is a lot higher. I remember when I was studying over in Taiwan, so like the way they did it, I think there was just different levels. I don't know what the highest level was, but like I was at level 2, so it's like pretty much like year 2 kind of thing. Think about like if you was like learning, if I was learning in terms of like an American university, it'd be like second year of Chinese. But But I was talking to one of the teachers or whatever about like whatever, and then she was like, she asked me like what my place was, and I was like, oh, like I pretty much said like I was a second year, and she was like surprised that I was a second year because that like the way I was, I think honestly it was my pronunciation. I was able to speak like the one thing I did have on like my peers in class is I was just able to speak more confidently and quickly than them and more naturally. Though that would also leave me speaking too fast sometimes and like kind of hard to understand. So I had to like slow myself down. But yeah, if you can like, even if like your proficiency isn't that great, but if you can just like speak confidently with like decent pronunciation, people think your level is a lot higher. Like I went to a tea shop because I was getting a bunch of different types of tea. I was sampling them and trying them to bring back to like, my mom, my dad, like everybody for Christmas presents. And so I go there and I saw like they do offer like the sampling in English. I saw that on their website, but I went there and I was just speaking in Chinese, and she was like, and she pretty much was like, your Chinese seems fine. Like, do you like just want to do it in Chinese? Do you feel more like, because obviously Chinese is her native language. She'd feel more comfortable explaining it in Chinese. And I said, yeah. And so like describing whatever, I like some of like the more specific like vocab words about like floral like scents or whatever, like talking about like the like essence of the tea or whatever or whatever. Like I didn't necessarily catch all that, but I was able to get like a good chunk of it, whatever. And like they had no idea my like Spanish, like not my Chinese level wasn't as high as they thought it was, because like I don't know, I was able to just like engage in the conversation super naturally. And also like this might be like, not that I've never been diagnosed, so maybe I was not actually diagnosed, but like I definitely realized that like I've done something at least similar to masking throughout my life to like make it through social situations. 1 second. And for the reason also I realized that it was masking like I think 2 weeks ago, because like for a while I was like, oh, it's just like intuitive, but like yeah, it's intuitive since I like practice so much. But I was like, yeah, every single time you go to a party, you do the same thing. You find one person and you just talk to them about their life the entire time. You do the same thing every single time. It's like maybe that is a thing that I just like, if I do the same thing every single time, whatever. But I just like, I knew when to laugh, I knew when to smile, I knew when to just be like, yeah, I knew when to like be quiet and not like, even if she said something, not necessarily respond, I would just like be like interested in the tea and talk about the like respond about the tea necessarily. And that like low key made me feel like so whatever, because even if I wasn't like necessarily like able to understand everything, the fact that I was able to even like seem like I was like that competent in the language made me feel really good, which also means that I'd be able to like fake my proficiency a lot better for like it's like job interviews. I'd be able to like do it I'd be able to fake it a lot easier in job interviews, because like I already have that skill. You get what I mean? Like we'll be like, well, yeah, no, I could definitely do business. I can do business in Chinese for sure. Oh my god, Mimi, welcome to stream. Oh, I love you too. Thank you so much. It's scared to speak Spanish is where he's not. I get something. I just get it wrong. No, I get that. I do have like a bit of anxiety speaking Spanish because sometimes I had like the weirdest fucking interactions. Dude, I went to this. I went to this. I was in a Mexican restaurant that I love to go to. And I ordered in Spanish. And it was one of those situations where I ordered in Spanish, but like they just kept talking to me in English. And it was this situation where it was a very awkward, like she like so like I ordered, I think chile colorado, which is one of my favorite dishes. I fucking love it, especially this like specific restaurants. Like their version is like fucking incredible. It's amazing. So I ordered this, right? And like she asked if I wanted chicken or steak. So I just responded to, I just was like, beat that, whatever. Because like, I mean, people like first, which is okay. This is another thing. Rosa, you can like chime in on this if you want. But something I just noticed, at least in the United States, in terms of like if something's like beef or like a steak cut, they use the term carne asada. which is like it literally just means grilled meat. But like they use the term carne asada for that. But like at least from what I've seen in like Mexico and stuff, I could be wrong, and also this could be a regional dialect thing. At least in Mexico, a lot of the examples didn't use like menus that I've seen like didn't use carne asada. It said bistec. So I don't, but like she looked at me when I said bistec and she just kept saying steak. And the thing is, this isn't a situation where like she just didn't speak Spanish, because like I heard her speaking Spanish. That's why that's why I said something to her in Spanish. I didn't just like approach someone who looked Latina and go, quisiera chile colorado, porfa. Like, you know, I didn't just do that. Like, I heard her speaking Spanish to one of the other fucking, like, customers. That's why, like, whatever. And she just kept looking at me. She's speaking steak. And I was like, what's going on? Like, I was just like, what the fuck is going on? It made me feel genuinely insane. And, like, I just, like, completely forgot the language. That's a regional thing. Right, that's a regional thing. See, exactly. But she looked at me like I was fucking insane for saying beefsteak. She looked at me, I was like, fucking... She, like, genuinely was like, what the fuck is... like her face like looked like she was just like, what the fuck is going on? And it made me feel insane. It made me feel like I just did not know the language. But no, okay, I was right. Okay, fuck yeah. What's up, Evelyn? Welcome to the stream. Hi. Found that you make a mistake in the language, people find it cute. Yeah. I mean, that's always what happens when like my friends make a mistake or whatever in like English or whatever. Like, I just, like, if it's something egregious, like, if they say something crazy, I'll correct them. I'll be like, hey, that's not, like, that means something completely different. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, that's how it happens sometimes, you know, like, yeah, like, I think I had a friend, like, say something accidentally sexual or something, because they didn't understand something, it was an innuendo. Which, yeah, I never found it, like, to be, like, whatever, but like, she looked at me like I was fucking insane. And I was like, okay. I always say to people who lie about their language in certain workplaces are like the worst. My mom says people lie or claim to get a job, but when times when they freeze. Oh, okay. Here's the thing. I wouldn't be lying about my language level in a sense of like because the thing is, the difference between me, I can actually perform in those situations. And it wouldn't be lying to be like, oh my god, yeah, it's actually fucking completely fluent in the language, or like, yeah, I have a complete background in like all the economic terminology and like whatever. No, like I'd be very upfront. Like for example, if I was getting hired for an econ job, I'd be like, while I do speak Chinese, I don't necessarily have a background with all the like economic terminology. I mean, over time, obviously, I'd get more comfortable with it. But like out of the gate right now, I would just be like whatever, and then I plan on like practicing and upping, like not practicing, but like I plan on like learning like this terminology at a certain point. It wouldn't be like whatever. It'd be more being like the difference of saying like, oh yeah, well, I's B1. Instead of being like, oh, I's B1, I'd be like, oh, I's B2. It wouldn't be like being like, oh, I's fluent in something that I was not fluent in. I'd still be like honest about like that, You learn fluent English by talking to yourself because you know when to speak to. That's honestly so fucking real. That's so I do that a lot with Spanish and Chinese. Like something I'll do like, because one thing I like to do is I like to speak out loud. I like to speak my thoughts out loud, even talking to myself, just because it allows me to keep track of my thoughts a lot easier and not like, because sometimes I'll be thinking so fast in my head that I'll just forget what I was thinking about. But if I speak out loud, it makes me slow down more and like I hear it as well. So it like is doubly reinforcing. When I say it, I also hear it, right? So like I do that too. Jesus, trainers arrived. Yeah, by the way, I hate to say it. That's the wrong jiao. That's the wrong jiao, Rincha. That's the same jiao that's in 睡觉, which means to sleep. Use that jiao. You did not use jiao as in 我叫什么名字啊? Or 你叫什么名字? Because the North uses more slang and words US people are used to. Because with the lower you get, actually the words change. Right. Okay. Yeah. Good. What's insane is when you hear someone speak Spanish, you speak fluent Spanish back, and they still speak to you in English. Yes. Oh my god. Yes. And then you know what's crazy? People said that I was gonna happen to me a lot when I was in Taiwan. Like I had friends say like people just speak to you in English. I didn't have that much in Taiwan. It happened a couple times, but majority of the time I would just speak Chinese, right? And then like people wouldn't speak English back, like they would just speak Chinese back. Literally, like I can count like probably less than 10 times that like that happens, right? Where like someone would like just only would speak to me in English, right? But it's happened to me more speaking Spanish in the United States than it did when I was in like Taiwan or whatever speaking Chinese. You know what I mean? Which like I don't know why that is. I don't know why I personally have had more success in like practicing like Chinese by speaking with random people than like Spanish. I don't know why that is. Still be on route. Yeah. Yeah. I think part of it sometimes when like someone responds in like a different language than you or whatever, sometimes is like they enter that like English isn't like English is their second language. They're just having to think about it more. They enter the conversation expecting to speak English, so they're like you're just in that mindset. I mean, that happens sometimes. Like that is something that does happen. But like I feel like a lot of the time it's just like not all the time, but like some of the time it is like kind of like looking down on you, being like, well, you're Spanish, like your ability in this language isn't good enough. Let me come down to your level. You know? It's time you return your Chinese ID. Yeah, you might as well. You might as well. Come on, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you, Reinchar? Like, come on. I will say, Speed's stream throughout China, like his whole like China like arc of going through China and like whatever. First of all, I will say his translator sucks. His translator fucking sucks. Honestly, kind of like a really misogynistic person. Like Loki was like a misogynistic person, and also just mistranslate things a lot. And like makes people sound racist when they're not being racist. But like it made me want to like do look into like doing something like a travel related stream or something. You know what I mean? Because like I think IRL streaming is a format that I'd be really good at. But the difference between like me for example, or like Hassan doing an IRL stream is the whole like woman aspect of it. And then also the trans woman aspect. So like they'd be putting myself in a very vulnerable position, like literally just broadcasting my location to like everybody, you know. But like I think I'd be really good at IRL streaming. I just don't know how to do it in a way that would be safe for me, if you get what I mean. Like, cause like it's not even necessarily like I think that someone would like do something. It's more so just like I don't like the idea of it, if that makes sense. White woman orders some perfect Chinese and shocks all the staff. I could just start doing videos like that. What if I do that? What if I like change my entire like content direction? It's not about being funny or whatever. It's just about like harassing immigrants and being like, I speak your language too. How about you give me a cookie? You seem to have clocked into a wild mid rant. I don't know if our guy is actually over here. I don't think so. That's my fault. I throw that down for no reason. But I feel like I don't know. I just feel like I could be a really good IRL streamer. It's just I don't know how to do that safely as like a whatever. Because like I know you can have like stream delay, but like realistically, will I be far enough away from where I is? Like, because how like what would I set the stream delay to? Like 30 seconds to a minute? Can like what if I want to eat lunch at a place? You know what I mean? Like, what do you like? Wow. You forget your job isn't just a click clack on your laptop. Is that multilingual spy for the United States government? No. I would also just not. I wouldn't be a good spy. I stand out too much. I genuinely do. Like I would not make a good spy for that specific reason. I stand out way too much. Like, especially in any region I'd want to go to. Like for the languages I speak, like I could probably pass off in Europe or whatever as like a local, but I mean potentially Mexico. Like if I like really worked at my accent, I could pass off for being like Latina, because like obviously there's white fucking Latinos. So like I could do that or something. But yeah, I think going the Chinese route would be a little hard for me in terms of like being a spy. I don't know. I feel like I'd have to blend in more. Who said the U.S. government? That's true. Oh my god, I could just be a spy for like the Chinese government. Unless you stream while running. Well, I feel like if I was streaming while running though, people be able to figure out the route very easy as well. You know what I mean? But yeah, I just don't understand how people IRL stream without worrying that someone's gonna like pull up on them. So, because like, I don't think people like, because like the thing is like, the setup that you need, like that requires, like you need to like have to go viral, like to do an IRL stream. So like, to do an IRL stream, typically people have like, they have a like, there's like these backpacks, and in the backpack, it has like essentially what it is, a mobile hotspot that connects to like a cell phone carrier, and then you like connect that to your phone, and then potentially like you'd have one through Verizon and you have one through Sprint. So if case like Sprint goes down, then you can use Verizon's network or something, right? Or like if you can't connect in that area, it just auto connect to the Verizon. So like, while there is stuff like that, like because like when you stream, like typically that's the cool, like that's the setup people have. Not to mention they bring around a camera, they bring around whatever they need to like run the stream. Sometimes it's like a laptop in someone's whatever. Sometimes people just do it from their phone. But it's also like when you do it, it's advertising, yo, I have this equipment on me. Yoki, you could rob my shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you could take that shit from me. So like, I don't know. Oh, the government would think you use a spy because you have dual citizenship. But would they use someone who's a dual? Actually, yeah, people probably they would use that. Never mind. I don't know why. Yeah, that would make a lot of sense to use someone who's a dual citizen. You think people who IRL stream don't think at all? Honestly, that's probably very fair. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because also a lot of people who IRL stream tend to just be like men. From what I noticed, they'll just, and they don't have to worry about like the stalker shit, which is like, I think something so crazy. I mean, obviously men can have stalkers too, and blah 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 blah, right? I know that objectively it's true, but like in terms of like in actuality and practice, women tend to have stalkers more. You know what I mean? And that shit would terrify me because like I don't know if people know this, but posting a picture outside your window, like posting the view from your window, is direct, like doing that, you will dox yourself, especially if you live in the middle of a city. You know what I mean? Oh, they quit. Especially if you live in the middle of the city, but even like in rural areas, if someone like, if there's a bridge that someone recognizes in the background, or like even like if someone just recognizes the area, even if they don't recognize the area, if they can just like tell whatever. I mean, like you watch like a fucking Rainbow, whatever, like the GeoGuessr guy. And even if he hasn't seen the place before, he has all these little tricks to like figure out where exactly something is. And, you know, like, it's not that hard to determine where you live just based on that. People get stalkers based on that. I know someone who had a stalker from that. I mean, fuck the person who did it, because like, well, fuck the stalker, but also that girl, like, oh my god, that girl is another person. She's a big TikToker. I'm not gonna fucking say her name, but like, she is someone. She got banned, I think, at 400K. Her first account got banned at 400K. And at the time, we was friends. Not like super big friends, but we would like text DM or whatever. And so she gets banned. She messaged me. She's venting to me, and I was like, no, it's fine. You still was happy. You had juice on your account. If you make a new account, you'd be able to build it up, right? You'd be able to build it up and like easily be able to turn that into a job. Like you have the juice right now. And I literally, she was literally crying to me, being like, I don't know if she was crying, but she came to me pretty much saying, I think I was going to quit. And I was like, no, like you guys, not saying I was the only one to ever tell her that. But, guess what? She did blow up. Like literally within like a couple months, she had like 1 million followers, right? And it's been whatever the entire time, like has been on since then. But cut me off. Like as soon as she like started blowing up, unfollowed me on everything, unadded me on Snapchat. What? Like that's the shit that's pissing me off. There's been multiple people that I've been friends with and they cut me off as soon as they get big. And I don't even ask for anything. Dude, I dated a YouTuber for over like a year, and I didn't ask for a collab. The most I asked for was retweets. But like, I don't know what it is. Every single time I make friends with someone in the influencer space, as soon as they get on, they like immediately say, fuck you. Even if I hype them up to like do the shit that he's doing. I mean, like her career, like, no, like her career is her own, but like obviously, but like, you know what I mean? Anyways, that's a long rant. Anyways, that girl ended up getting a stalker because she like posted like a frame, like it was she posted something that like showed outside her window at like it was like an angle, but it showed a tree, and someone recognized a tree, like some stalker recognized the tree, found out where it was, and started stalking her and whatever. She had to move apartments because of it. So like that, like stalker shit is real, especially if you use a woman online. And like obviously she doesn't deserve to be stalked. Being stalked is fucking terrifying. Just because like she was like an asshole to me a little bit. Like like obviously doesn't mean she doesn't be stalked, you know. Damn, drop me back, I have it. Really, literally. If female should be like, oh my, so unsafe and scared. Yeah. You had a stalker? Damn. I never posted this. Yeah. No, that's why I'll be extra careful if there is like a frame that you can see outside the window. That video is going down. Like I don't play about that shit because like it really is that serious. It really is that serious. Because then you have to move, and that's a whole big ordeal. And like no, not doing it. Because also right now, I spit on the mic. But also right now, like I live with my family. You know, like if I was to do something stupid like that, like doxing myself, or whatever, then like that fucks up my family. I feel like the language expert is a whole different from Orientalist traditions. There's probably an argument to be there. That I feel like low key that could be a thesis paper, Rincha. That could be a thesis paper. In my experience, it's about a valuable ability, but it doesn't automatically mean someone has the ability to understand the culture. Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. Dude, there's so many people I know that like can speak high level of language, like in that whatever, but like they cannot navigate the country that like speaks that language because of the cultural differences or whatever, and they just like can't get past it. You know what I mean? Which I think is crazy because like as someone who's like spent any time learning language, like no, culture is a big impact on language, especially like if like for example, like a language that has like a huge connection to culture or whatever, like Arabic. Like Arabic, if you look at like common phrases in Arabic, a lot of them revolve around Allah or whatever, you know? So like, yeah, I don't understand how anyone could, yeah. Oh my god, Trippy! Welcome to the stream. Holy Gooner game. Yeah. Yeah, that's so true, Trippy. That's one of the one things I don't really like about this game. I don't like the female whatever. Like the way, like every single girl in this game is like drawn like whatever, and I understand that is like a common thing for comic books. They've been doing that since whatever, but like I still don't like it. Like why is every single one of these girls like super like thin ass fucking waist, huge ass, huge tits, but then like the guys can like have like different body types and like like it's annoying. No, should you start a YouTube channel? You should do whatever you want to do. If you want to do a YouTube channel, do it. If you want to start fucking making songs, do it. Just do it. If you want to start doing it, do it. There's not, like, what's stopping you? Yourself. Yeah, there we go. Fucking kill that bitch. Let me be an Allah and you got like 50% of the language. No, I remember there was this girl I knew. She was in my Korean class. I had a crush on her. But sadly she was straight. But she was from Saudi Arabia. And dude, I was like talking to her after like class one day, and I mentioned Haram and Habibi, and she acted like she had I don't know, maybe she'd never had, but she acted like she'd never seen an American know anything about like the Middle East ever. And she was just like, how do you know this? How do you know that? How do you, like, she was genuinely in shock that like I mentioned that, like, no, I think I mentioned like maybe it was a cut of meat with halal or something, and then, or I don't remember, but she was like, fuck, she's like shocked. Also, that same girl, I remember one time we had to do a project for Korean. And this was also like back when I didn't really pass, but I was out, but I didn't pass. And she like called me he, and I just like very gently corrected her because I don't really give a shit. I didn't really give a shit at the time, you know what I mean? And she literally, but I was supposed to drive her to her next class or whatever. And drive her and her friend to her next class. And so, and she like, she accidentally misgendered me. I corrected her and she was like, oh, my bad. Sorry. It's okay. You don't have to give me a ride. I don't deserve a ride. I don't deserve it. I deserve to walk. I deserve to be punished. Like, and then she like made a quick prayer to Allah. Which like, she made a quick prayer to Allah, like, for forgiveness. Like just one of those quick like phrase things. I think, or maybe if I'm misremembering, or maybe she said that to me. Maybe she said that, like, maybe she said it to me, like, asking for guys. I don't remember, but I was like, it's not that big of a deal. Just get in the fucking car. But like that, like that's like one of those interactions. I mean, obviously she grew, like, I mean, like, while she did grow up, like, in Saudi Arabia, she did move here at like I think earliest age. It was, I think, around 10, maybe before. But like that's always a thing that like makes me fucking whatever. Obviously, like whatever, she's been like more like has more time in the West and like whatever. But like anytime like someone like is like, oh, like the X group of people in the Middle East wouldn't like you, it's like, okay, maybe, but like not everybody. Like I low key some of the most like sweetest gender affirming like people that like give a fuck about like just really like being like there and like for trans people have been Muslim. Like I people get fucking like super bent out of shape on stereotypes. I think you underestimate how bad the U.S. is internationally. Me? Oh, I know. I understand how the U.S. is looked at internationally. I know that's the one thing I do get. That's the one thing I really do get. It is weird though. So like, the way the U.S. is looked at internationally, it's very dependent on who you're talking to. Because, like, okay, for example, when I was in Taiwan, there were certain people that did not really fuck with America, and like, but there was a lot of people that did. A lot of people were just like more neutral on it, right? But then, like, for example, there was this one random lady that like came up to me in the middle of the street, asked if I was from America, and then like started saying like God bless America and stuff like that. I don't even know if she was Christian. Like I don't even know what the fuck was going on, but like she was just like super into the concept of America. So like, or you get the complete flip side where it's like America's like just complete. They just view of America as a complete laughing stock. It's just like depends. Like honestly, the relationship the country has to the United States, as well as like it's like again like immigrant population, whatever. No. Oh, what's up, Amon? Welcome to the stream. There's gay Middle Eastern people? What? Yeah, she wasn't gay. She was straight too, which is like another crazy. She wasn't even gay. She wasn't like a gay person or whatever. Like no, like that was the type of response like that I got. Like whatever, and like there's so many people on the right wing that think that like anyone that like is from like the Middle East is just like gonna hate gay people, and it's just, or like and it's like shut the fuck up. Cajun black rub is good. Yeah, Cajun black rub is good. He's bidding nuclear or black and Cajun rub, nuclear hot dry rub, or Chipotle barbecue. So I have a question, and this is very important. So when you say nuclear, what type of nuclear, like what type of spice is that? Is that like a spice that's gonna like, and what I mean by that is it gonna be like sneaking up on you? Is it gonna be ever present? Because typically, and I this is what I found in terms of like hot sauces, when something is described as nuclear, typically it means it's gonna be like it's just gonna be one of those sauces that like they like only went after having high capsaicin and not the taste. So I personally say do the dry rub, the Cajun dry rub, because I don't know that flavor, but like when people say like nuclear fucking spicy it means it tastes like ass. You know? There's alcoholic Muslims. It's because alcoholic Muslims. Well, I just think I think anyone who thinks that like Muslims only do like every single Muslim only does what is haram and like will never do anything that's halal. I said that backwards. They'll only do things that's halal. They'll never do anything that's haram. Like, then you just never really actually known that many people who's like Muslim. Because like, I will say, most of the people I know that's Muslim, not whatever, not like all, but a lot of them, they should be fucking, every one of them should be lawyers the way that they bend those fucking rules. They'll make such insane arguments. They're trying to justify it. Like my friends or whatever, like they'll say some shit. I don't push back because like I don't give a fuck. But like they'll say I should let me think of like something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was one of those things. I think I made a joke asking like, yo, why is you like cool with alcohol but like you'll never eat pork? Like what's the difference there? Because like both of these things are haram. And like I forgot the fucking justification that like they gave me, but it was it was pretty dumb. It was pretty fucking stupid. The second day of Eid is known for worldwide hangover. Oh yeah. Hi, welcome. Oh, what's up, Olive? It's like Christians, like Catholic religion is always picture. Oh my god, yeah. That's okay. I wasn't raised Catholic, but I was baptized Catholic. So like my ex stepdad is like family's Catholic, so it's always been present, but I like wasn't raised in the church. But like I think around 15, it wasn't even my ex stepdad, it was my mom. She really wanted to get involved in Catholic. She was never really religious. I don't know what it was. I think she was trying to save the marriage before they got divorced. But yeah, and I didn't want to be like whatever, but they kind of like pressured me into like getting baptized. I did not want to. I cried. I did not want to. I was 15 too. I was just like really, I was like, this does not like I never felt any connection in a church. I was just like, no. But like yeah, there's such a big spectrum because like so one thing about like Catholics, Catholic is big, like Catholicism is just big on guilt. So like low-key, like you want to know some people that like know guilt and shame, it's Catholics because they will feel shame and guilt about everything. But like realistic, like I mean like one second. But yeah, there would be people who bend the rules, like for example with Lent. So if you don't know, Lent starts with like it either starts on an Ash Wednesday or whatever the fuck. I forgot exactly. I think it starts on Ash Wednesday. Yeah. And it's pretty much 40 days where, in addition to giving up meat throughout the week and only having fish on Friday, you also give up one thing. I think I forgot what it's supposed to signify. It's either I think it's supposed to signify like what Jesus had to sacrifice or something. And the things that people will give up for Lent, that's just giving up nothing at all. The most common one, people go like, oh, yeah, I decided to give up chocolate. And like, okay, for some people, yeah, that's actually giving up something because they eat a fuck ton of chocolate. But for so many Catholics that I knew, like they didn't really even eat chocolate. It was like the biggest, most obvious fucking like fake give up anything because like they didn't actually give up anything. But that's what I would do because also like when I was younger, I was never into it. So I would sit there and like come up with things to like give up that like wasn't really giving up stuff. So like I sometimes like I remember one time in like the lead up to Lent for like a month before, I acted like I was really into, I don't know, maybe it was like a type of candy or something that I was just neutral on. It wasn't super important, right? But I think I faked being into it for like a month. So then I could give it up for Lent and make it look like I was giving up something when in reality I was not. I was not giving up shit. But if like I was doing that and like that was like for a temporary period or whatever, you can bet your bottom dollar there's a bunch of motherfuckers that done the same fucking thing. Some of the best professors have been Middle Eastern women. That's so real. That's so real. Pork is the only one of the rules you don't bend with. No, I know. But like, why? But like, the thing is, like, why? I don't get like why pork is the one that's singled out as like this one cannot be touched for anything. But like, people will make excuses about the other stuff. Like I think that stuff is always interesting. Like, why did this specific thing be the thing that like, okay, if I like break on every other conviction, I'll hold true on this one. I think it's interesting, like, because like that's not even just like a thing that's like necessarily a thing only in Islam or like whatever. Like that's a thing like in other religions as well, or like even other like culture practices. It's like just like you get what I mean. You get what I mean. Notice a thing scares you. You tried to do Lent, but it did not go well. Lent was never super hard. But I think the annoying thing for Lent, like the most annoying thing for Lent is like being a vegetarian is not necessarily hard, but like you would think that Catholics would have came up for better recipes during Lent, but like no. No. It kind of just felt like I was eating worse food for that time because like it didn't really ever feel like we had like special recipes like during this time. Maybe that's just my family or whatever. Maybe I just didn't see these special recipes. Maybe like I don't know. Maybe like Roman Catholics and fucking like I don't know like Argentina fucking like have like a bunch of fucking specialty dishes for Lent or something. But like I don't know. To me it was just like a time of like oh this, like we have to eat like shit. Why? The lesbian, the number, the shame is crazy. Yeah, I'm so glad I did not grow up in the church or whatever. And I never had that sense of shame about being like whatever. Like the shame I had was like not religious induced. It was more like a social thing. There's Catholics in Kentucky. Yeah, there's hella Catholics in there's hella Catholics in Kentucky. Yeah, there's so many fucking parishes here. I think. I mean, like I don't know if it's like a lot like relatively or like per capita or something compared to some areas. But yeah, no, there's a good bit of Catholics here. I can think of multiple churches off the top of my head that people go to. Bro, Mormons, now they know how to bend the rules. Mormons, that's so true. Mormons know how to bend the fucking rules. It is like, okay, so soaking isn't actually that much of a thing from like Mormons. I've heard like talk about like Mormon culture, whatever, and like especially Mormon youth culture because like that's what that is. Soaking's not a thing. So soaking is the thing that people say like where like the guy will put like the penis in the vagina, but he won't move, and then someone else will shake the bed. That like yes, it's happened before. It's not something that like never happens, but the actual thing. Apparently, that Mormons do. Mormons, fuck, I forgot the term. I forgot what it's called. It's like dusting, or I forgot what it's called. But the girl will bend over, and then the guy will rub the whatever in between the cheeks. That's what they do. Apparently, that's the big Mormon thing. I forgot exactly what it's called, but like yeah, they'll like pretty much like I guess do the equivalent of like a tit job, like. You know, but like with their butt. Apparently that's the thing that happens. So, you know. Now you can think about that. I don't know if any of you guys like, I don't know, want to write like some spicy novel about fucking Mormons or something. I know, you have to write very sexy things about their undergarments. I don't know. Have you seen Mormon garments? Oh my god, wait. I want to show you guys. It's like this ugly ass fucking underwear that they have to wear like all the time. Under everything. Otherwise, like, they won't go to heaven. It's fucking, like, it's fucking weird. I wasn't, very curious to know your opinion. Who gets to decide what is moral and what is forbidden without religion? That's just like a societal consensus, right? That would be a societal consensus. They'd be like, I mean, there's, cause like, I mean, when you look like what has been like, how morals have been defined throughout whatever, it's just like, societal like whatever like has been agreed upon. Like some places like for example like female genitalia mutilation is like a moral thing, like getting rid of a woman's clitoris, like a young girl's clitoris at like an early age is like a normal thing to do and considered moral and just. You know what I mean? Now would I consider that moral and just? No, but that's how that society views but if that society views it moral and just, they view it that way. Now I think it's a bad practice. I think it should be ended, right? But that is how it works. And it's the same thing with religion. So, like, for example, the way that the Bible is interpreted with rules today, and the way the Bible was interpreted 1,000 years ago in fucking goddamn, like, the Caucasus Mountain region, is going to be vastly different. Because when you get morals and ethics from, for example, the Bible is not one book. The Bible is multiple different books from multiple different authors put together, right? Pretty much into a collection. And if you read the Bible, there's multiple things that contradict each other throughout it. Not even just like the Old Testament versus the New Testament. In the New Testament, there is things that contradict each other. So if you have to pick which rule is this, which rule is that, you have to negotiate with the text and decide which things to emphasize, which things to not. Right? Which is why you have, like, for example, in the United States, you have some Christian sects that's super homophobic. Fuck gay people. But then you have other ones that's pro-gay. And the way that those differences exist is because of the way they negotiate with the text that is not coherent. Now, I don't know about, like, Islam or Judaism. I don't know much about the Torah, or I don't know much about the Quran. But the experience I have is with the Bible. That's how it works with, like, with the Bible. And that's the exact same thing for secular people with, like, morals or whatever. Like, you can argue that it's just as arbitrary, because what's in the Bible, like, basing it off the Bible is arbitrary, because you have to, like, you know, pick and choose what to do, like what to follow. But, like, if you look at, like, typically, like, secular societies, like, present their fucking whatever, not present, but, like, set up their moral system, or, like, how it, like, sets up over time. Typically it's just stuff that, like, allows society to function. For example, if you're allowed to kill your neighbor and steal their shit, you know, that's gonna be a very unstable society. And I don't want that to happen to me. I don't want to do that to other people. So it's pretty much, things start off of the golden rule, like, do what you want to do, like, you know, do to others like you would want be done to you. And that's, like, kind of where, like, shit really starts from. And then, like, it just kind of builds off there over time as, like, the culture and society develops, or changes and morphs and merges with other ones throughout time. So, like, yeah, I would argue that even, at least with Christianity, no one's getting their text from the book or Bible. It's no one's getting their morals from that. They's using whatever, either their societies, whatever their understanding, what's good or whatever, to negotiate with the Bible to emphasize what they want to say. Does that make sense? I feel like I just want to, like, whatever, because, like, I don't really touch on, like, complicated topics, like, in my YouTube videos or whatever, because, like, that's not whatever. I try to be funny, but, like, I do think about this stuff and, like, whatever, and I just want to know if you think that was a good explanation. Mormons know how to party hard. Really? She good morning, and she converted from, oh, damn. She almost converted from Catholic to Mormon? What is forbidden without religion? I don't know, because, like, you can forbid anything. Like, what? Like, yeah, I don't know. Or, oh, yeah. So, yeah, Mormons also have NICMOS, which stands for non-committal makeout. And that's, like, they're, like, whatever, sleeping around, which is, like, you make out with somebody and, like, it doesn't even mean anything. And that's edgy for Mormons, is, like, making out with a stranger. Like, right. After says to Mormons, I love, let's see, she's an ex-Mormon, she has big deep dives. Oh, I don't watch her. I like, but I do, like, get some, like, ex-Mormon content creators on TikTok sometimes. Hi, what's up, Diva? Welcome to the stream. Religion is used for the state for the benefit of itself. That's why there's many interpretations. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you do see that a lot whenever, like, whenever there's not a separation of powers between the church and state. You do definitely see the state, you know, change interpretation to fit the state's agenda. Quran is the one in Islam. Well, yeah, I know that. But this is the thing about, like, Islam, like, there is people who's, I forgot, like, it's not prophet, but I forgot the iman, is the iman the term? I don't remember, but maybe I was getting that confused with the name. But, like, there is people that like role in the religion to interpret the doctrine and set the rules for the rest of the community, so there's not a bunch of, you know, fractalizing has happened for example in Christianity. Wasn't that one of like the safeguards that was set up for that or something? Was that not right or something? Could we do a review to keep the channel funny? My friends are normal. It's just my friends. Okay. Can you fuck off, Thor? Thank you. Can you fuck off, Thor? Thank you. Can you fuck off, Thor? Thank you. Bitch, fucking pussy ass bitch. Anyways. But yeah, but I think the idea that like a lot of like, you know, theists have about like atheists where like it's like, oh, look, how do you have morals without like religion? I think kind of like just means that like they don't understand like how like people who don't believe in God think about the world. So I don't know. Oh yeah, me and my homies alternative Christianity owned by the IRS. Today we pray for solid tax reform. Hail form 1040 line B. What the fuck? But yo, did you see the person? So you know how Trump has been trying to set up like that fucking quasi fucking department or whatever, the Department of Faith or whatever. It's not like a real department, but like whatever. It's like got no congressional authority or something. Well, the person that's supposed to head that, she is literally on like her like church live streams or whatever. She has literally said, if you give me money, pretty much you will get forgiveness, which is crazy because if you understand like the history of Christianity and like why like these like sects split apart, for example, one of the big reasons that Protestants exist is the Catholic Church was doing indulgences where rich people could pay the church to have their sins forgiven. That's a big reason why the Protestant movement emerged. And you want to know something crazy? That lady who was the leader faith ministry person of like Trump's whatever, her church is Protestant. And she's just doing indulgences, which is so funny to me because that's the entire point of like her sect of Christianity. One of the big things was no indulgences, but she's just doing indulgences now. And she is the person that is the head of faith in the United States or whatever. It's not a real fucking position, but like that is the person. And like she's like, which I think is fucking crazy. That's the entire basis of your fucking sect is not doing the one thing that you fucking doing. Like, it's fucking insane. You love making tax return jokes to Weiger and you don't have to do that. And I just love the confusion. Like, yo, that is true. Because every other country just fucking tells them, like, or takes it out of the fucking paycheck pretty much. No one else has to fucking calculate it themselves or whatever the hell. Oh, by the way, Weiger means foreigner. Also, what I think one thing that was like really crazy when I was in Taiwan, like when people obviously like if someone said 你是从哪里来的?你是从哪里来的? Which means like, yo, where are you from, pretty much. Like if someone like asked me that, obviously I'd say America. But when I was over there, I wasn't necessarily thinking myself as like American necessarily. I mean, like that was part of my identity, obviously. But like low-key, the bigger thing in my head the identifier that I had was Waigorian. Like I thought of myself as a foreigner there. Like I never used the word foreigner in English ever. But I'm like in there, like in my head, I was used a lot because I would think of myself as a foreigner, which is like I thought was very interesting. If I pray to church, could I possibly pray for wiping all of student? I mean, you can pray for that. I don't think it's gonna happen necessarily. Next topic: how bad has the job market been unemployed for 2 years? By the way, anyone else struggling hard? Pete, yeah, the job market fucking sucks. Okay, so I recently finished college. I officially haven't graduated yet, but I don't have any classes this semester. Just because like it took a while for my like credits from Taiwan to transfer to America. So I had to like wait another semester to graduate. But I've been applying for jobs this entire time. I don't know how many job applications like I've sent out, whatever. It's got to be at least 100, though. And the most I ever got back was like I think 10% of all the things I applied to have sent me like a rejection letter. And here's my resume. So I have a degree in econ from Indiana University. I think maybe my GPA is on there. I think it was like a 3.5 or something, or 3.6. I don't remember. Maybe I took my GPA off the resume. But then I also have on there that I, in the education section of my resume, I also have that I studied abroad in Taiwan. I have that. I have 7 years of experience in social media. I have a portfolio of multiple different accounts that I've built up to over 100,000 followers. On TikTok. I have multiple different accounts that I've done that for, that I've done. I mean, it's my own personal accounts, but like I've been able to do it multiple different times. Like it's not that difficult. I mean, like at least like I've made at least like 6 accounts. I've gotten I think 100K on TikTok. Most people can't do that once, right? So there's that. 7 years of that. Also, I have a lot of backgrounds in data analysts, which is also good for social media stuff. Again, looking at your demographics, but also like compiling that data, using regression analysis, all this like econ, like whatever. But like perusing data, I have a background in that. I have a background in social media. I have a background in video editing, in like doing anything film related. I pretty much like step in and do a lot of it. Audio, I might have a little more trouble, but like I could still do. Photoshop, stuff like that. Like I have a background in, and then I speak English, obviously, but I speak Spanish, I speak Mandarin, and I speak a bit of Korean. I have not gotten a fucking an interview yet. I ain't got it. And like I was a fresh grad too. I was like the perfect fresh grad, because people make jokes about like, how is you supposed to how's a recent grad supposed to get a job when they need 5 years of job experience? I's that fucking bitch. I started having an audience or whatever when I was 15. I have 7 years of experience at the age of 21. At the age of 21, I have 7 years of experience. I speak multiple languages. I have a degree in econ from a good school. And I can't get a fucking job. It's not even just like social media. I've applied for marketing positions. I applied for data analyst positions. I applied for fucking multiple different positions across like the type of like corporate, like whatever type world, like office job type world. Nothing. Literally nothing. And this is not just like, oh, I've been applying for one city. I've been applying in Chicago. I've been applying in fucking LA. I've been applying in New York. I've been fucking putting effort in to like get a fucking job. Because like, obviously my goal is to be like an influencer streamer, but like, I don't want to be living in my mom's basement right now. And also, if I had an income, even if I was making stuff in my spare time, I would have a lot more resources that I'd be able to put towards making videos. Because given like my experience, I should be able to easily get a job that I make 70, 80K in. Like that is what the jobs pay for, like my fucking resume. I can't get shit. Even for jobs that even for the shitty ass fucking jobs in like my field that like pay like 50K, I can't even get anything back there. And if I can't get anything back with like my fucking like whatever like portfolio, I like ultimately like I don't know like what to do, because like whatever. And then the big problem right now is, so because the economy was bad, people don't want to quit their jobs unless they have another job lined up, because again, the economy's bad. Rent's fucking expensive, grocery prices, all these different things. So people don't quit their jobs as much, which means when people don't quit their jobs as much, there's not as many openings. And when there's not as many openings, you can't get hired. And so it all compounds on itself, right? It all compounds on itself. Not to mention the amount of fake job postings that's out there. Some fucking estimates that like 70% of job postings nowadays, fake job postings designed to get a candidate pool all set up if they ever need someone in the future, but not actually hire someone right then. And also, again, what they'll do is they'll use all those applications to like get a bunch of data for that field and sometimes they'll even sell that data, which is fucked up and should be illegal. Like data mining using like fucking like fake fucking job application shit should be fucking illegal, but it's not. So that's fucking awesome, right? That's fucking awesome. Cheers, can't find anything. Yeah, I know. Hey, Connors. I have 2% Peterson. Peterson acronym. No, I mean that's very fair. I don't want to work with economists because I do not like most how most economists like whatever. Most economists come from very privileged backgrounds, and it very much skews the way they interpret data, or whatever. So it's really fucking so that shit can be really fucking annoying. Not to mention, like, the field is like literally like 99% white men. I think legitimately I saw this statistics like 2 years ago. I think for like I think it was 2019. And it quite literally, I think, was like in the United States, I think 98% of all economists was like white men. Like, maybe it's not that fucking exaggerated. I don't fucking remember, but it was something crazy like that. Have you tried networking with any of your school alums? No, I haven't really done that. I need to use my university uses Handshake though, which I should check out. I have not looked at. Honestly, let me write that down to remember to do that later. Yeah, I just have not. No, because while I was in university, I didn't do internships. I spent my time building up my skills. 1 second. Use IU job board Handshake, I think. Handshake. I didn't get like an interview, whatever, because I was spending a lot of time learning languages, and doing stuff like that. Also doing my social media stuff, which is the field I wanted to pursue. So I was putting the work in to like build up my portfolio, build up my language and stuff, build up my skill set, so that when I could enter the job market, that even if like the social media stuff, like my own page wasn't popping off yet, like I'd be able to find employment very like easily. But the job market fucking is awful right now. And so that's okay, there's more things about the job market right now. So coupled with the fact that right now, like for the past 2 years, the job market's not been the best. And I explained why. Pretty much people's not quitting as much. I mean, there's a bunch of different things with the fake job boards, all these different things, right? But then right now, because of the tariffs, nobody's going to scale up their business right now. Nobody's going to scale up their business right when tariffs happen. Also, we don't even know how long it's going to be in place. We don't know if Trump's using them as a negotiation tactic. It's going to be in place. So, for example, for instance, so in that whatever, when you don't have stability, it's really hard for whoever to plan and invest around instability. So in an unstable time, they're not going to just expand their workforce a ton. Not to mention, the tariffs is going to make everything more expensive. They's definitely not going to whatever. No, what's going to happen right now, companies are already preparing for layoffs. Certain companies have already started doing layoffs. So more people is going to lose their jobs. And then what happens is because there's going to be a recession, a bunch of people's going to get laid off, then everyone's going to have to get jobs for fucking shit wages. Because people will be desperate. But at least people, but in that instance, at least people will be hiring again. But the result of that might be more people being unemployed in the future, like at that point, rather than even right now. So, literally the day that Trump put out those tariffs, realistically, I could still get a Hail Mary shot of someone like getting whatever and like seeing my fucking shit and being like, oh my god, I fuck with this. Now, while that could happen, I saw the tariffs being announced, and I literally was like, that day, like, because most days I try and get at least a couple fucking like resumes done, or like not resumes done, but like a couple of job applications done, whatever. I try and do that. I didn't even attempt to that day because I was so fucking dejected, because I was like, literally, who would be hiring right now? I'd be like, you'd have to be completely moronic or be in a like wild situation to where that like it would make sense for you to start fucking like beefing up the number of people at your fucking firm or whatever. So like I don't know if I'll be able to get like a job that matches like my degree or my skill set or anything like that. I don't know if I'll be able to get that for like 2 years. Like low key, you know what I mean? So it's just awful. It's just awful. You majored in communication and media, studied in Canada with 1,000 jobs in markets. Damn, and the connections ain't working. Yeah, honestly, like sometimes like even connections isn't like helping you right now. Yeah, because like places just won't fucking hire. Handshake is good. All the interview got was on Handshake. Clicking schools and schools vet jobs, make sure they's legit. Yeah, okay, then I'll check out Handshake. I'll check out Handshake and I'll look at what they have for like marketing and social media stuff. If not, I guess I'll just do fucking econ, whatever. Cause like, well, like right now it is nice having the time to like, you know, stream and make stuff or whatever. I'd like having like an income would help a lot in me planning my life and like getting shit started. Also, like, if I get a job, like if I have that job for a year, like I'd have my student loans paid off because I literally have only 7K in student loans. So if I like within a year of me getting like a job, like because I only have 7K in loans and whatever, like I like most jobs like should be paying me like at least 70K. Like if I was to get one, I'd be able to like if I like budget well, like I'd be able to like get all my loans paid off in 1 year, which would be fucking awesome. You know, like it'd be fucking awesome to get like that done so quickly. But we'll fucking see what happens. We'll see. Trump is just making shit worse. Yeah, I like, and like the thing is like right now, I honestly don't know. So I think he knew 100% that putting the tariffs would destroy the fucking stock market. I definitely think there is some sort of like stock buyback plan. I definitely do think that. Now, do I think the average American is gonna be able to use the dip in the stock market to make a bunch of money? No, because you need disposable income to invest. So that's already gonna be predisposed to like people with money. But I imagine right now there's some sort of like whatever. I bet if you look at people surrounding Trump or whatever, there's gonna be somebody that's definitely investing or doing some shorts or something. I think realistically what he's wanting to make happen is a system where like either where like companies have to negotiate with him to get excluded from the tariffs or something. Like that's what I probably think the strategy is, like having people pledge some sort of like not loyalty, whatever, but like, you know, work out some sort of deal. I don't know if that's true. That's just speculation. But there is a reason why he's doing it past just like, oh, he thinks terrorists, Which I mean, which here's the thing. I don't think he's only doing the tariffs for a plan. He is kind of he's just kind of stupid, and he really likes tariff. He's loved the concept of tariffs since the fucking 80s. Apparently, that's apparently apparently he's been talking about tariffs and bringing them up all the time since the 80s. He's been like that, like just like that's been his like go-to, like whatever he's talking about. It's just like put tariffs, right? And now that he's in a position of office, he can actually do something like and whatever. He can actually implement those tariffs, but you know, there's a reason before why we didn't do that. So I definitely do think there is some aspect of just like pure stupidity on his part, because like he is definitely not all there in the head. He has like, but he just has that loud type of dementia, you know, where like Biden had like the kind. He has the yelling, screaming kind. But like, so like that's why like I don't know how much of it is like, oh my god, like some form of like sick crazy game plan, or him just being stupid, because he's also just stupid. Like he's like Trump is like particularly bad at business. Like he's gone bankrupt in like whatever, in like situations where like people always like point out like, oh my god, like, you know, he bankrupted a casino. Like, how do you do that? Like, they're like the whole design system isn't that. And like, well, there is some truth to that. Yeah, for sure. Whatever. I think the crazy thing to me about how whatever he is like bad at business he isn't even like isn't even the fucking casinos thing. It's the fact that he came from such a wealthy, privileged background, and ended up not even the bankrupting stuff, but the fact that he had to overinflate his business's value and stuff So the fraud cases in New York were like that made it where he can't do business in New York anymore. Those cases, like the fact that like if you look at the whatever, the way he was like lying about like the value of his properties and like that type of stuff, that's when I knew like, oh, like he's just really bad at business. For his background and where he's from, he should not be doing like, having to do anything like that to maintain wealth or influence. Like, not at all. He is particularly bad at business. And that like just seeing the fucking sheer amount of fraud that he committed, I think just really showed that to me because like if he was really good at business, he wouldn't need to be doing this. And if he was good at business and doing this fraud stuff, he'd be making more money. He's like is honestly just the way I looked at it. So like that's why I don't think he has like some crazy fucking game plan. Like he's not stupid. Like he's not stupid in the sense like he gets like the basics. Obviously, he knows to buy at the dip or whatever. But like his job is so yeah. Yeah, if you go by the dad test, it is a recession. Yeah, no, it like the recession technically hasn't started yet because recession means that it's like I think it's either 2 or more quarter. I think it's either 2 or 3 quarters after 2 or 3 quarters of negative GDP. So with like your GDP shrinking, after I think it's either 2 or 3 quarters of that, that's when like a recession is like officially in play. So like one bad quarter doesn't necessarily a recession make, but it's a big indicator that it could like a recession's coming. And the economy was already bad before these tariffs, so like I think the shocks that's already been sent to the system is already enough for a recession, even if like you used to pull it back. I mean, let's like everybody started getting really savvy and like smart, which is not gonna happen. But like, I mean, like you see how like the American stock market went into a complete free fall. But like, if you look at other countries' stock markets, like France, like wherever around the world, like they had to close their stock market down because all the money was fucking fleeing and it was crashing. So like it might already be too late to even like walk shit back in terms of like the financial shock. I mean, again, like I don't have the numbers. I ain't done the math behind it. This is more of like an intuitive thought from me studying economics, not like me looking at numbers and this is what the empirical thing says. But it just kind of feels like, oh, yeah, we might just be fucked already. Especially seeing the way that like the tariff situation like to escalate. So when Trump put tariffs on China, he put like I think 30%, 34% tariffs or whatever, or I forgot what it was. Anyways, China put up retaliatory tariffs as well against the U.S.'s retaliatory tariffs, which wasn't retaliatory. It was just us putting tariffs on them. But their tariffs in response, Trump got fucking pissed, and he was like, if they don't remove their tariffs, I think, what was it? It was like add 50% or something on tariffs. I think the final amount would have been a 104% tariff. So Trump pretty much said, yo, if China does not get rid of the tariffs they put on us, then guess what? Oh shit, they fucking got us. But if he does not, whatever, with the tariffs, if like China does not get rid of the tariffs, Trump said that he will end up putting what is essentially 104% worth of tariff, 104% tariff on Chinese goods, which would, I mean, obliterate the U.S. economy. And you know what's crazy about all this? It's all benefiting China. Because you got to remember, the big 1 and 2 right now is number 1 still, like number 1 right now still America, right? Number 2, very like whatever at this point, like not that far behind is China. If we push out all our allies, make them not trust us, make them think that whatever. Because here's the thing, I don't think we have the negotiating power to negotiate with other countries because Trump's just not predictable enough. And you can't invest around unpredictability. So I think ultimately what this is going to do, it's not going to create it's going to create a system where China has a lot more say and influence, which personally, as an individual, I don't care about. But if you look at like what these like like Trump said, like whatever, being tough on China. He's not doing that. He's giving them a fucking layup. He's giving them an easy fucking layup. This thing, when economy depends on people, companies depend on people, mass unemployment means companies will crash, economy will collapse. Yeah. But guess what? Trump can buy at the dip. So that's really all that matters. If Trump can buy at the dip, that's all that fucking matters. Have I read the paper behind the tariff plan? I skimmed it. I skimmed the tariff paper. If you use like referencing the formula they used, I can't even. That formula is stupid. It's literally the formula that ChatGPT gives you. It quite literally is the formula that ChatGPT gives you. And the fact that like they tried to act like it, like there was like this crazy math going on there when two of the constants that they used literally fucking canceled each other out. Like, what? No, and it's like trade deficits have nothing to do with tariffs. Your trade deficit has nothing to do with the tariffs, whatever we put on a country. That's like, it literally placing tariff rates based on like trade deficit is like if I was predicting the weather based on how much I shit that day. That's what it's the same fucking level of connection. It's the same level of connection. It's like if I went on the fucking news station and I was like, okay, it looks like there's going to be a huge tornado in the middle here because the poop that I pooped out was long and round. So that means tornado. It's like it's the same fucking thing because it's not fucking related. Oh yeah, the BRIC Alliance. No, dude, like, yeah, like they've been looking for a reason to not fuck with the U.S. and like not have to like give like look to the U.S. or whatever, for like reserve currency, all these different things, and then like Trump like literally gives them the power play. But guess what? You know who's in BRICS? Russia. So yeah, like I mean, if the BRIC thing like stays whatever, and China and Russia still like maintain like whatever with the BRICS, you know, with the BRICS alliance, I mean like, yeah, like Russia really stands to benefit as well from all this. So yeah. The JD Pawn thing, what's that? I don't know what the JD Pawn thing is. Hey, no, what's up, Renee? Welcome to the stream. The mirroring paper? Yeah. Wait, he's not talking about the tariff calculation paper. Oh, wait. So do you mean the tariff paper that, was it the two people on Trump's security, like not security team, but like it's two of the advisors Trump appointed. I forgot their fucking names. One of them's bald. But he's talking about the reason, like their methodology on why they're putting the tariffs and what'll happen. Cause like, isn't it trying to be like, the strategy is that, oh, we'll put the tariffs on and then these countries will come negotiate with us. And the whole goal is to make the U.S. currency weaker, which would allow for easier manufacturing in the United States because it's a dollar worth less. Then you can pay people less here. Is that what you're talking about? Were they trying to drive down the price of the dollar while still keeping it as a Federal Reserve, as the reserve currency of the world? Because I know what you're talking about, and yeah, that shit's not gonna fucking work. It's like what I talked about earlier. So you can only negotiate from a position where people can trust you and they have a sense of goodwill towards you. So for example, Trump right now does not have goodwill and he's not predictable. So what do they expect? Okay, he's gonna piss off everybody. He's gonna cause a worldwide economic crash, which is what he did. And then he's just gonna be like, well, work with us. No. He's already pissed off everyone else. He started trade wars with literally almost every fucking country on the planet. And a lot of those countries have been looking for reasons to move away from the U.S., like a U.S. back to hegemony, for so long that I don't think he's gonna get as many people negotiating with him or whatever. And I think it's just like yeah, no. If you're talking about that paper, the bald paper, yes, yeah, that paper, yeah, no, that's fucking idiotic. The strategy is not gonna fucking work. because people don't fuck with it. Because like, okay, so I watched it. I watched a YouTube video about this. I think like earlier. I mean, yesterday. I think so. For example, back post World War II, so like in the World War II era, there was like there's a 3-bucket system pretty much. So communist countries pretty much we didn't trade with, we didn't whatever with, right? But then there was like, you know, green countries like you know, European countries that like, you know, there wasn't tariffs and there wasn't tariffs, there was a free trade allowed, and like they was able to use the US military you know, to protect their shipping lanes and all these different things. And then like I think countries in the middle, like I think which was like India, like it was just neutral. It was like there would be like specific like treaties drafted or whatever for that, right? And then after that, there was the neoliberal order, which just pretty much was like lessened America's influence like directly, I think, but just pretty much like, hey, if you build up money, and you like if you like implement like neoliberal policy in your country, like will act more favorably towards you, like stuff like that. Well, he's trying to move out of that neoliberal. I didn't explain the neoliberal order very well, but like he's trying to move out of the neoliberal trade order into this new thing where countries will have to negotiate with the U.S. on an individual basis if they want, you know, access to the U.S. military, the U.S. Navy, like protecting shipping lanes, and then have to use like the U.S. currency as a reserve currency. Yeah, it's not gonna work because the countries don't fucking like us. Here's the thing: the reason we was able to set up that first system is because we kind of just like saved everyone's asses in World War II. And we had a lot of goodwill, and we was lending out a lot of money to European countries and stuff. That's why they was able to like trust us with this or whatever. They had goodwill towards us because of that stuff. And that goodwill even extended into the neoliberal order phase, and also because like we was making them fucking money. But that's not the case anymore. Especially with the US's Trump's stance on Ukraine. European countries have already been looking to move away from the U.S. and having the U.S. be such a big integral role of like their protection and stuff, specifically because the way Trump has been so pro-Russia in terms of its invasion of Ukraine. So like, I got realistically, sorry, but like, no, people's not like European countries like even before the tariffs was already looking to distance themselves from the U.S. They've already been talking about that. Far right movements in other countries. And like in Europe, for example, the far right parties in Europe, not Europe, in France, in the far right parties in UK with like Nigel Farage, or you know far right in Canada, have all had to distance themselves from Trump because of his positions on Ukraine, and they've had to walk back a bunch of their stuff because they don't want to be seen as a populist like Trump, because that's being associated with being anti-Ukraine, which is anti-European security, which is not going to go over favorably for Europeans. So fundamentally, we're going to get a situation where the U.S. is kind of just fucking itself. So, yeah. That's fun. Also, sorry the conversation got so political or whatever. I just, like... it's just, like... It's really annoying. I like the politics shit is, like, fucking up so much shit in my life right now that, like... It is kind of hard to, like, because I try and, like, make my content as little about, like, politics stuff or whatever as possible, specifically because being a political content creator means people try and engage a political discourse with you all the time, and I fucking hate it because it just turns into drama. I used to do politics back in, like, 2020 on TikTok, and it just becomes drama. It just becomes bullshit. It becomes fucking awful, and then the comment sections, whatever, it's horrible it's like bad for your mental health. Like, I don't want to do it. But it's also like, I can't just ignore the thing that's like fucking up my life right now. China might ban US films as retaliation. I mean, yeah, but like I don't think, I mean, yeah, and that wouldn't really affect China's thing, because people who still want to watch the American films can still pirate the film or get whatever, Yeah. I mean, Chinese markets already, um, you know, China's already tends to be pretty protective of the film industry. Straight for the U.S., they lack the internal structure to do it. They're becoming less and like relevant to the world market. Yeah, yeah. China, U.S., India, and Southeast Asia. Yeah, which is why also like there has been like people have been looking at China as more and more of like a potential option because they don't want to be back to the U.S. because the U.S. Because like okay, well China does like swing and stick around. China does swing and stick around, especially like in terms of like Taiwan, da da da, and like all this stuff, right? They definitely do all that stuff, right? But honestly, to most countries, um, China is like seen as a lot more friendly and agreeable than the US. Because like also when they lend money, while there is stipulations obviously to whatever, because like that's what people do. There is less stipulation and like whatever, and it is less like the way that like China gives money is less fucky than, for example, the way the IMF does. You know, which is why like you see a lot of people in Africa, which you can make the argument whether this is a good thing or not, but a lot of countries in Africa, some like a lot of people like prefer to like work with China rather than like IMF or something like that because they don't want to be fucking trapped into debt. You should smell my butt? Fuck off. The Cajun rub is okay. Aw. Would you think the nuclear one would have been better? But it's destroy money. Hollywood have no money because of box office sales. That is true. No, that is very much true. But here's the thing. I don't think that's gonna speak to Trump because again, Trump like legitimately hates everything that is like considered left leaning or whatever. And most of Hollywood also has already been has a lot of Hollywood has spoken out against Trump, whether it was his first term or now, and he's already like it's already been documented and like there's been studies done, or maybe it wasn't a full on like peer reviewed study, but like I seen math on it. Trump very much is favoring red states in terms of aid and like just money and like grants and stuff. He's very much favoring red states over blue states, like states that voted for him. He like treats better. I mean, you could see this in the way too of like the fires in California, like his response, you know, and like so like I don't even know if like Trump would like do anything if like they banned American film because I think he would just associate that with like LA and liberal fucking elites or whatever the fuck he like says. It's like this. That's like the Soviet Union being jazzed because of soft power capabilities. Here's the thing: Trump doesn't give a fuck about the U.S. as soft power. That's like why he closed down U.S. aid. U.S. aid, well, like yes, U.S. aid was doing actual like good work. Like it was there was programs that was actually helping people. U.S. aid. The reason we have that set up is not because we so friendly did a nice. It's because there is an economic and political incentive to do that, to you know, have people view your country in a favorable way. But also, I mean, like, for example, I mean, look at USAID's role in the Iran-Contra affair. Like, they also use like USAID as like a tool to take over and like destabilize regions. But yeah, most of the USA like aid's like whole role was projecting soft power. Trump doesn't give a fuck about soft power. The only thing Trump cares about is like military and swinging his dick around and like business swinging his dick around. Like that's like literally the only thing he understands. He like you can't like talk about soft power when like when like he's in the discussion because he doesn't give a fuck. Unfortunately. You know what I mean? I don't think the nuclear would be better. I agree with you. Most restaurants use the nuclear option to make it spicy but taste like ass. Yeah. California is going to cite its own trade deals with other countries. Yeah, I saw that Newsom was like looking at that. Legally, it is a gray area because like it's never been done before. So like I mean, to my knowledge, it's never been done before. I definitely see the argument. Especially with it being like the fifth largest economy in the world. And while I think Newsom is a fucking snake, and obviously like the podcast he set up, immediately inviting Charlie Kirk on to be like fuck trans people, like that's fucking stupid. And like I don't really think he has a chance at winning the 2028 election. I think he's seen as a slime ball. I think unfortunately for him, he is. Everything he does is way too calculated. And also wrong. But I will say him actually like doing that gives me hope from the sense of like, if he's able to push back at that and be successful, I think that'd be like one of the first things that'd be like shown as a real defeat of Trump. And I think ultimately for the momentum to feel different in the United States, Trump has to take an L. He has to take an L soon. And it's gonna happen. He's a meltdown away from like breaking shit, right? But it's just like, I hate that Newsom would get get praise from it. But yeah, if he was able to argue that in court and make it work, then I think honestly that could really hurt Trump. But yeah, Newsom sucks. I don't fuck with USAID, to be honest. Well, here's the thing. I don't fuck with the way USAID was operating at all, no. But again, my way of fixing it would not be going and destroying the entire thing, because there is life-saving programs that's being used there. I mean, like, look. I mean, if you really want to like see the effect that like this stuff has, look at John Green's videos about tuberculosis, especially the video he made like almost in tears when USAID was like fucking shuttered, illegally shuttered. There's a good chance that what Trump and Elon Musk did is gonna like could bring back tuberculosis as like a genuinely scary fucking disease again, because the virus will mutate, because these people got their treatment stopped midway through. You know what I mean? All right, Amon, I really do. I really have been fucking with you and my shit. But yeah, I have to ban you from my fucking channel now. Yeah. Also, Young Naki, I was gonna say it. Stop fucking commenting that shit on my whatever. I don't like it. Stop sexualizing it. Whatever. I don't like it. It was funny because whatever, but people have been starting to do it more. Just because I post my ass one time with fucking clothes on, it does not fucking give you the right to ask me to make an OnlyFans. I've been very clear on my time online. No. Obviously, I don't think there's anything wrong with someone doing it. I don't want to do it. Stop fucking asking people who don't do OnlyFans to make fucking OnlyFanses. There's plenty of people who willingly do that. Stop fucking harassing people who don't want to do it. His eye shit is, though, is making a greater security risk, actually. Yeah, and did you just see the fuck with Chief Justice Roberts being like, oh no, like, he pretty much delayed the fucking, effort to get, I keep forgetting his name, but the dude who got, the person who got, at Columbia, who got, you know, detained for being pro-Palestine. That guy, I like, he a locked up, like, for it, and it's like, I think being held in, like, ready for deportation. There's that, but there's also the man that got sent to El Salvador. He was supposed to, I think there was an order for him to be returned. That is what it was. Yeah, the guy that got sent to El Salvador that, like, people have been talking about a lot, there was an order that on the 7th, he was supposed to be brought back before midnight. But Chief Justice Roberts paused that to be like, oh, we have to look at the entire case. Which is stupid. Also, so the Supreme Court in a 5-4 decision with, I think, all the men on one side and all the women on the other side of, like, the liberal side, which Amy Coney Barrett was on the was like sided with the liberals on this one. Um, but yeah, the 5-4 decision, Trump can enact like the, you know, Alien Enemies Act, which is crazy because he's not at war. But and like pretty much can use like a military court to try these people, which I don't know if it's a habeas corpus proceedings, which I don't really know the exact whatever because it's Latin. If I remember correctly, that is a military court. If I or some sort of like, you know, sped up court process, which is not great because it's harder to prove your citizenship or right to be in the country in a deportation proceeding that is like that. So that's not good at all, but it's also not like it's not like a major, it's not like a defeat that's going to stop whatever like the progressive movement from like fighting against that, but like it is like a worrying sign of how the Supreme Court is going to respond to Trump stuff. People ask that shit. No, oh my god, Easter, welcome to the stream. Okay, watching these weird things that I was saying. No, which is weird because like he'd literally been so normal up until that point. And then it was like the ass thing, and then I laughed about the ass thing, and then he was like, when's the OnlyFans? What? But like this isn't even a new thing. People would ask me to make it OnlyFans since Loki, since I turned 18. Yeah. Like people have been like, it's been gross. I would have adult women send me like adult women would send me nudes, like just DM me nudes when I was like 16, which was really fucking weird. You guys could have you played Chattel? I don't know what Chattel is. Habeas corpus is just asking for Dan court. Oh, so it's not a military court. Oh, that's good, at least. So I mean, like, there is like benefits to that, and not because like, it's awful that they let the Alien Enemies Act, but like, they did specifically say he has to, I guess, give them due process with habeas corpus. I mean, due process there. I mean, it's definitely better than it was before, but it's still not like a win. Huh. But that's still fucking wild, though, that they let him enact a wartime fucking law that is supposed to only be enacted during wartime when he's not at fucking war. Also, you know what's fucking crazy to me? This whole immigration like argument. I've been like really trying to like whatever, like find my way to like understand what people is connecting to like immigration in terms of like jobs, but even like the jobs that like a bunch of like the immigrants that people will like whatever, like a bunch of immigrants in the United States like work. Also, I understand that other than economic reasons, people should not have to worry about being deported. You shouldn't have to make an economic argument, but like whatever. They like the jobs that majority of these immigrants work is not jobs that Americans work anyways. Like I think I've seen statistics that like at like these places that like these like in the farms or the factories, whatever, typically like when like Americans go to work, they're like, you know, like native, like born American. I say native born. I mean like I mean not Native American. I didn't mean Native American. I meant like predominantly white people. But you know what I mean, like someone born a citizen in this country, like they typically don't want to work those. They don't work those jobs. They don't apply to them, and when they do, they quit very fast. So it's not even like the whole immigrant stealing your job thing. Like, yeah, I guess if you really want to like pick crops on a farm, but like other than that, I really like whatever. Like, and he's not even taking in a like crazy amount of immigrants that like do like office work, like high educated, whatever. We don't even like. There's not. It's not like people overrun by like. I don't even. Not that I would carry their way, but like I don't even see their argument. Is it just the argument? Oh, there's more brown people around me. Like when I like look outside, I see more brown people, because if that's the entire thing, that's a lot easier to fight and argue against. Like, I think it's insane that like Democrats lost. Specifically because I think it's insane that they made the choices they made that ended up to them losing, because like they had to be so far inside their bubble to like not get why their fucking campaign was awful. And Harris's first fucking, like, the appearance that I really see her, and her immediate thing is, while people are suffering and she's a fucking rich, like, elite, is like, I told you so. She said, I told you so. She didn't win because she capitulated. She tried to capitulate to the right. She didn't win because she wasn't bold and didn't stand for anything. That's why she didn't win. She didn't win because she shelved Tim Walz in favor of fucking bringing out Dick Cheney. You cannot, I told you so, when you lost. In an election, because I think people, even politicians, for so long have lived in this two-party system that they think that they're entitled to your fucking vote. No, they have to earn it. And if you didn't win, you did not earn the vote. And now I agree. There is definitely a big part at play of sexism and racism, and why she, didn't perform as well as maybe like a white man would have in her position. But also, if you use running in a country that is racist, and I definitely think you have the capability to win if you actually stood for something. But like, she ran on mediocre policy that really wasn't exceptional. But like, I don't get that. And like, whatever, because like, America would only vote for a mediocre white man. You know what I mean? Like, for example, Obama, his policy wasn't necessarily anything revolutionary. In fact, like, I've seen some people argue it was like detrimental to the black community. I've seen some black people argue that. But even while his, like, whatever, the vibe he had was much more like, like, he had that it factor much more than her. Because, like, I remember, like, I think people forget this, but she was a very unpopular candidate at the in the primary. She was not a popular candidate. She was one of the first ones to drop, you know? Yeah, she admitted to smoking weed as a prosecutor who put people in jail for smoking weed. Yeah. Like, she had a really nice jump. Like, her initial, when she first got, like, when it first was like, oh, like, Biden dropped out. I'll end the stream in a second, by the way. But when Biden first dropped out, and he like picked her as like his, like, as a successor or whatever in that situation, she came out low-key guns blazing in terms of like a Democrat sense, in the fact that she was going after price gouging. But after she talked to her brother-in-law, who is a corporate lawyer for Uber, he pretty much convinced her that Wall Street wouldn't go for that, and that she should soften her talk about going after price gouging and stuff. And guess what? That's when you really see her start to lose juice. And also, people talk about how great, like, people were saying how great her social media thing was, and that's how I knew a lot of people on TikTok was like I was hopeful that she would win, but like, people was in a bubble because like people were saying her social media numbers was great, and while like, yeah, it was cool, dude, Trump's TikTok, every single TikTok he posted a lot less than like, his team posted a lot less than the Harris team did, but each video was pulling in numbers in a way that Harris's TikTok was not. I remember being like surprised at people saying that she was winning in the online space, because I was like, I don't think she is. I thought she was winning in terms of on the ground canvassing, like people going door to door. She had that beat, but she did not have online at all. Like she had more volunteers or whatever. Um, but yeah, her online presence was not great. And her what's it called? And her policy sucked. Yeah, and at this point, they see Trump doing a bunch of illegal shit, and they just like put their heads down. My hope is like Loki, and it sucks that Bernie is like one of the biggest tool, like he's like one of the most outspoken people because he's about to fucking die. Like he's literally like the same age as Trump, like damn near. Like I think maybe if not a little bit older, like he's about to fucking die. Or maybe he might be younger. I don't remember, but he's like old and decrepit. No, lucky like AOC is there, and like while I don't think she's like necessarily as in her convictions as Bernie. Um, she has the juice in the Democratic Party to actually like become the leader of the Democratic Party. Like what like soon. Like she's already one of the key central voices in the party. Especially with the rallies she's doing with Bernie. Like my hope is she can actually do something. But yeah. Anyways, gonna end the stream right now. Thank you guys so much for it. I will be back potentially tomorrow, if not then Thursday.